Hello, I'm your host, Jason Miles, here for another episode of Beyond the Red Zone, our very own show dedicated to in-depth coverage of sports. At least that's what we tell ourselves every time we do this show. For our returning listeners, subscribers, and of course our very valued patrons, hell yeah! You are the driving force behind the TIR machine. We couldn't do this without you. For those new to the channel, welcome. If you do enjoy this type of programming, please hit like and subscribe. It is a very passive gesture that goes a long way towards promoting the channel and making sure we can continue to bring you programming like this. Also, for viewers of the main show, we will be back with a Pop Life episode tomorrow, where I speak with music manager Randy Nichols about the perils of trying to keep egos at bay and all of the other insanity that goes into managing a rock star, or stars, plural. Also, don't forget, Saturday, I'll be speaking with Aaron Gillespie of Under Oath about his over 20-year career in the business, the ups and the downs of rock stardom. And following that main show, we're going to have another special Champagne Room listening party where we'll dive into some of Under Oath's music and other artists of the post-hardcore genre. It will be a hoot, I promise. And Friday, we'll be hosting another Halloween month watch party. On Friday, we're going to be watching the 1989 body horror dark comedy Society. Last year, JG and I talked with Society producer Brian Yesna, so also make sure to check that out. If you appreciate these types of shows and want to join us for these listening and watch parties, there's a couple ways. Become a patron or a paid YouTube subscriber. You'll get access to the champagne rooms and movie nights, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that your small pledge is a large part of making sure this insanity can continue to keep going. Now, on to the show, the Jets and coach firings. Recently, the New York Jets, Recently, the New York Jets faced off against my favorite NFL team, the Denver Broncos, in London. The game was a sloppy, defensive 11-13 slugfest, with the Broncos recording 9 sacks on Jets quarterback Justin Fields. Fields, for the day, had as many completions as the Broncos had sacks. Is Fields regressing? Is it coaching? Are the Broncos and the Jets maybe the worst matchup in the NFL? Can it be all of the above? The Jets are the only winless team in the league, and the team hasn't made the playoffs since 2010. 15 seasons of mediocrity has haunted a team that always feels like it's one player away. But is it ever that simple? Can we agree that the one player away has some caveat? There are yearly coaching changes and many other players added, schedule changes, injuries. The one player away is just something sports pundits love to say, because the complexity of the game doesn't play well in the era of 15-second sound bites and hot takes. Over the 15-year playoff drought, the Jets have amassed a 102 and 164 record. That means 102 wins and 164 losses. Since their days as the New York Titans, the Jets have never been a great team. Since 1960, I could only find 3 coaches that left the team with a winning or 500 record. Slingin' Sammy Baugh, yep, he was a coach of the then New York Titans. Bill Parcells, and anyone know the last one? Want to guess? Want to guess? I'm looking at the chat. Anyone know the last coach? 3 coaches? I'm looking at Mac. Mac's mouth isn't even moving because he doesn't know. Al Groh. Al Groh. Even Super Bowl winning coach Weeb Eubank had a sub 500 record with his tenure with the team. So why is there so much pressure to win in New York when the team has never been a perennial playoff team or Super Bowl contender? Well, maybe it's the market. New York is one of the largest in the country, and the state has 3 professional football teams. And while the Bills have their record 4 Super Bowl losses in a row, the Jets only have the legacy of a Joe Namath proclamation that his Jets would have a David versus Goliath victory over the then powerhouse Baltimore Colts. That Jets victory would put an end to what was then the NFL supremacy over what many considered the lesser conference, the American Football League. That was 56 years ago, and in the years following, there have been some conference championship letdowns. But when you zoom out and look at the Jets, the team has had issues from personnel to coaching, and of course, ownership. Let us not forget the recent story last year that Jets owner Woody Johnson vetoed a trade for Jerry Jeudy because of his low Madden rating. Bottom line, problems are plentiful in New York, and I don't believe simply drafting a quarterback in 2026 is the solution or even a coaching change. Do you really think a rookie quarterback can dig New York out of its 56-year doldrums? Recently, after the firing of Deshaun Foster at UCLA, the Bruins went on to defeat the then number 7 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions. And this past Saturday, the Bruins handily beat Michigan State. New coach, new play caller, same team, new attitude. And if they keep up the winning, possibly a bowl appearance. So maybe coaching changes are worthwhile. Maybe Glenn still needs some time. Should the viewing public allow coaching grace periods, or is every year Super Bowl or bust? Speaking of firing, Penn State have finally parted ways with James Franklin. Under Franklin, the team was 13-25 against top 25 teams and 1-10 against conference stalwart Ohio State. After these 2 losses to UCLA and a 1-point loss to Northwestern, the writing was on the wall that Franklin had to go. But was the firing fair? From 1966 to 1992, Penn State was an independent, amassing a record of 247-67-3, winning 2 national championships in 1982 and 1986. All this was done under the watchful eye of Joe Paterno, the man that epitomizes Penn State football and winning, just not championships, because that wasn't always the measure of success. GOAT conversations were relegated to bars and game day discussions among fans. And winning the national title wasn't the measure of greatness. It was longevity, a winning program, and how many players you are producing that play at the next level. Those days are long gone, and sports has taken on all the negative aspects of neoliberalism, like winner-take-all ideology, where its titles are nothing. James Franklin amassed a 128-60 record, and he was 8-7 in bowl games, better than pedestrian. And for a school that hasn't won a title since the Reagan era, which way do they go for a new coach hire? Franklin reportedly had a $56 million buyout. Even if the team pays a little less, was it really worth it? Also, in NFL firing news, Brian Callahan, son of NFL coach and O-line coach Bill Callahan, was recently dismissed by the Tennessee Titans after a 1-5 start and a 4-19 overall record. Once thought to be a quarterback whisperer, the Titans, once promising Will Levis as a backup to first-round overall pick Cam Ward, who at times looks lost, but he is a rookie on a team apparently in disarray. Callahan was brought in to shepherd the team's latest investment, but now they will bring in a new coach who might get a bit of a longer leash, but is wedded to Ward for at least another few seasons. How soon before the pundit sphere starts referring to Ward as a bust and the talk of a shiny new quarterback dominates the conversation around the Titans? Will the Titans have a UCLA-like turnaround with interim coach Mike McCoy? He'll have this season to prove he's the guy before Tennessee attempts to look elsewhere for the next big thing. How has that worked out for the Titans so far? To elaborate on this discussion with me and more is my partner in crime. He is the very upset Cleveland Indians Guardians fan, Macadocious Rex.
Sorry, what's up, everybody? It's actually fuck it. Let's go Blue Jays now. Okay.
I literally almost said the other word.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. Claw, back me up here. It's been what, 3 years since we switched the name, and you still have dickhead like fans that will show up to games, get very drunk, and while you're there, like, you know what, man, I think this is my last game here because if they don't switch the name back, I can't get behind it. And I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, who cares?
You paid for this. You paid for the ticket. You're sitting within earshot of me. Like, shut up.
Right.
But yeah, it's still silly. And the thing is, when you look at Cleveland sports right now, baseball and basketball are a reason to have hope. But Cleveland's such a football town. They just continue to hitch their wagon to the dumpster fire that is the Browns. But it is what it is. But yeah. So here's the funny thing about James Franklin's contract. Okay. And it wasn't just his abysmal numbers against the top 25 and Ohio State. You know what his record was in games against top 10 teams?
Yeah, 13-25.
No, 1-20 against
top 10 teams. Yeah, I did the top 25. Yeah.
1-20.
Oof.
Now, we can't say James Franklin's a bad coach. He led Vanderbilt. Let me say it again. Vanderbilt to 2 straight 9-win seasons. That is an achievement that only very few people could pull off, right? But I am going to say this. I will be 44 next month. Jason's in his 40s. Okay, for all you younger lads and lasses in chat or listening or all you young folks that are partaking of this show, going back into our childhood, you could maybe say that there were 20 teams out of the entire what is now FBS, then 1A level of college football that were actual national title contenders. And now, in the year of someone's Lord 2025, that number is easily down to 10. I hate to tell you Penn State fans, you Florida fans, you Florida State fans, dude, 10 wins in a good bowl, or first round of the playoff. Dude, that's a good season for
That's a good season.
But you know what you're not doing? You're not winning national titles anymore. I hate to fucking say this to you, man. There are 10 teams that I'd probably say there's 7 steady ones, and you'll have 3 that have, good runs for a little bit. But in the NIL day and age, right, as we're staring down this barrel now, yes, it's going to be an equalizer for smaller teams to keep some talent. But, I mean, I'm not trying to be a dickhead here. If say Ohio State misses the playoff, I'll be pulling for the group of 6 team in it, right? But they're not going to win a fucking national title. And I'm not saying that to demean what they did to get there. I'm not saying that to demean that fan base or those kids on that team. But you know what smaller teams at the group of 6 level do not have that, like Ohio State or fucking Bama, even now, guys, those 10 teams that are going to be perennial, like playoff and national title contenders, they're deep as shit, 1-4 at every position.
As shit. Yeah.
Tulane is not. Okay. Memphis is not. Hate to tell you this. Virginia Tech is not. Carolina is not. Clemson is not anymore. Right? Like, the game's changed, man. And the playoff is fun. I like seeing it. I think we should just have a real playoff where every conference champ plays in it. No committees.
What's wrong with that?
No, nothing.
But the problem with that, there's these legacy teams that have to get in. And the problem with people looking at these legacy teams, let's take Texas, for example. And I do want to say that
you did call it, Jason. You did call it, and I was wrong. And can we just, before you go on, that was such a weird game to watch.
Yeah.
That was it's like Oklahoma forgot how to play football for an entire 60 minutes. They're just like, Coach Venables, what do we do?
He throws his hat down.
Starts like,
rather do the ball with the throw the ball. It's just saying
Venables is like, hey, give the ball to the colored fellow. Which one, dude? There's a lot of us over here.
We don't have any Samoans on this team. Can we get some of those big island boys to block? All the talk on this very show, if you recall, I do. You know why I recall? And look, it's not fair that I recall this because I had to cut a clip from it. I didn't have to, but I wanted to because I'm a douche. But why? I cut the clip and I rewatch it, and it is funny. It's a funny show. You're a very funny guy. I love doing this with you, by the way. But I do want to say this. What did everybody say? The offensive line for the University of Texas is not very good. That didn't stop happening. The defensive line for Oklahoma University is very good. Texas had a game plan. They ran the ball a lot. And there is a reality to college football. And I said this last week. Max Brown said it recently. I'm like, is he watching our show? The game has changed, and college football is going to look a lot more like the NFL.
Yeah.
You may have 4 lost teams in the playoffs for one big reason. Again, Texas, Oklahoma. Everyone was like, Texas is trash. Arch Manning is trash. It's like, it's 3-2. They're going to play at least 5 quality games against teams that have a high rank because they might have an overinflated rank. That is going to have them skyrocket in the polls.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
That goes down to the committees, right?
Yep.
And it's not even just legacy programs. It's just the SEC and the Big Ten being fucking bullies. Like, no, we got to get 4. We expand the playoff. We got to get 4 teams. And why? Who wants to see 8-4 Iowa? If there's any Iowa fans in here, I don't mean to offend you, but like,
you're not lying.
You just realized how to score more than 15 points a game this year.
We get a sale here. We get a sale there.
You know, like I'm, you know, and I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but like, it doesn't bother me that it's 8-4 teams getting in, but like, if you have a very top heavy conference, which let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC are very top heavy now. Right. I love, dude, look how deep it is. Look how deep what is. You got 2 really good teams, 2 or 3 really good teams at the top and like some average teams. And then you have some doormats. Right. You know, like, and people are like, well, look at Northwestern. They beat Penn State last week. And I'm like, dude, James Franklin was like, he didn't know what to do after getting like mollywomped by UCLA, a game that should have been an easy win.
Yes.
Right? Should have been an easy win. And let's give props to Jerry Neuheisel. Guy fucking called the game of his life. You know?
Someone said he looks like an AI version of UCLA as a school.
Well, that's fair. I mean,
he looks like, what was that movie where the quarterback's name was Sunshine and he couldn't do the pitch?
Oh, that was Remember the Titans.
Remember
the Titans.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the Titans. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. You know, but like Franklin was just like lost after that game. I like in my head, I can picture like James Franklin, like they get on the plane and they go back to Happy Valley and he just like goes to his house and his wife's like, "Hey, baby," and he's just like, you know, and you know, because he's like a multi-millionaire, right? He, you know, in every movie with a rich dude, what do they have? That like little table with all the liquor bottles. And he just grabs like the decanter of like the very expensive whiskey. And he just grabs one glass and she's like, you want some company, baby? All right. And he's just like, and he like goes to his study and he just spends like Sunday to Tuesday drunk as shit. All the players are like, "Hey man, you seen Coach?" And everybody's like, "Dude, and he just like Tuesday morning, he stumbles in. He's like, listen, that was really bad on Saturday. And I'm not taking any credit for that. That's all your fault. Where's Drew? Oh, look, Drew, Mr. Ohio State didn't want to recruit me. I'm going to go someplace where I can play him and win. You fucking bum. You're why we suck right now. Right? And then he just proceeds just to like, he's dumping like brandy in his coffee, just like, oh, that's what daddy needs right now, you know. And his coaching staff's like, dude, Franklin, what the fuck? He's like, all right, let's prep for Northwestern, right? Fucking easy win. Damn. All right, let's go. And then they go play Northwestern and they lose. And then he just does the same thing. He goes back to the house and his wife's finally like, you want some company? He's like, listen, call the movers.
It's over.
I'm gonna get a big check out of this, but I will be unemployed soon. You know, just like
we can finally get that place in Florida that you've been talking about.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing with his contract, right? The buyout was $56 million. They negotiated it down to 49, but he's actually got a clause in his contract that states he has to find other work, either broadcasting or coaching. And then whatever they pay him, Penn State will cover the difference to equal whatever the yearly amount is, right? So if he's supposed to get, I think, like it would be like $5 million a year for the next, like however long the contract is, right? Mm-hmm. So like, say, you know, the broadcasting gig paid him $2 million a year. Penn State at that point would only pay $3 million for that year. You know, like they inserted, Penn State ensured that clause was inserted into the contract when he got that massive extension. But yeah, dude, like I read an article that said as many as 25 jobs are going to open up at the FBS level this year, which is absolutely.
Does insane. Franklin then move on to maybe a slightly smaller school that's looking for a big name coach? I mean, it's not like we haven't seen coaches kind of make the rounds, if you will, go to maybe make some lateral moves, go down a peg.
Well, let's face it.
We see a coach like what's the guy's name again? Was it Kyle Whittingham at Utah?
At Utah. I mean, I don't think we're going to see guys like that very often. You know, Whittingham did more with less, got Utah up to the next level. He recruits very well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's a staple in where is Utah? Whatever city it's in.
Oh, you mean the city?
Yeah. Whatever city it's in. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, Utahns. I don't fucking know anything about your state. But like the thing is, what's driving a lot of this, you know, is fandom, right? Like you had already mentioned, Penn State's won 2 national titles, and they did it in a pretty short span as an independent, right? A lot of these teams are like, and I hate to say it, Georgia before Kirby Smart started winning.
Another one of those schools.
Case in point, right? Like last time you won a title was 1983, and you think you're like one of the creme de la creme of football? No. Kirby got there, started recruiting, started winning national titles, right? Like, you know, Georgia's back up in that top tier now. But Penn State, you can't argue, was a top tier program.
No.
And if you do that, you're being very disingenuous with your argument, right? You know, like just in my lifetime, I've seen Ohio State win 4 national titles. That's fucking
I remember when Penn State was known as Linebacker U, and I would challenge anyone to tell me the last linebacker that came out of Penn State.
I mean, Micah Parsons.
Not Tweener. They were middle linebacker U, but
but LeVar Arrington didn't play in the middle. He was an outside linebacker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were linebacker U. They were producing all these middle linebackers when that position actually meant something. And it still does, but it's not drafted as high as it once was. And
okay, hold on, Hunter, Georgia. Yeah, they were doing well. They were a 9-10 win team. They'd get to the SEC title game and lose, and then go to a good bowl. But that is not a top tier NCAA program. It wasn't. Okay. I mean, if we're talking blue bloods, Tony,
here, let's look it up.
What is the, let's just go. What's the time frame we're working with? Like if we're going all time, years. Right? 20 years, right? Ohio State, Alabama obviously is one. I mean, they won 6 fucking natties. Mm-hmm. Ohio State's in there in that conversation.
And we have to remember Alabama was trash through the 90s.
Yeah.
They were okay in the 2000s.
You know, you'd have to put Clemson in the last 20 years. I mean, I think that Clemson, you can't anymore because Dabo just refuses to accept reality in what college football is now.
I can name you the blue blood schools. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Are you ready? This is from Yahoo Sports. The list of 12 programs in no particular order with some notable snubs. Alabama, Miami, Dom, Texas, the Ohio State. This is a shocker for me. Tennessee, and lastly, USC.
Tennessee, really?
Blue Bloods.
Okay.
Tennessee.
Oh, dude, Sean, I would love.
I'm
an Ohio State fan saying this. I would love to see Indiana pull out a national title run. I think it would be fucking great. Because one, every other Ohio State fan is going to be furious. Okay. And two, it would cement Kurt Cignetti as probably one of the better head coaches to like fucking coach. Because like you don't go into Indiana, which is like the Kentucky of the Midwest. You know, it's a basketball school. They appreciate football. It's a fun reason to get up and get drunk on Saturdays, you know, but they're not like heavily invested in it. And then I think with Penix having some success there under just bad coaches, let's face it, Kevin Wilson didn't exactly light the world on fire, but he was winning 7 games, getting to, you know, small bowls. Cignetti brings a small coterie of James Madison players there, and it's just like, yeah, we're going to the playoff year 1. You know, like, who does that? And the thing is, Cignetti has these kids completely bought into the system. He's recruiting well. He hits the portal like a champ, dude. You know, like he's setting Indiana up for success. And this is the funny thing with the carousel. I think we're all probably on board with Florida. That job's going to open up. You know, Penn State's already open. UCLA, even though they have like some infrastructure stuff, it's still UCLA. It's a Big Ten job, right? There's going to be some big jobs that open up. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised to see Florida State open up. Like, Norvell has come crashing back down to earth, which I don't quite understand people surprised at. It's like, dude, you won 2 games last year. How much better did you think you were going to get? You know, like, okay. But you know, there's going to be a lot of open jobs, and all the big schools, like, you know, in the big conferences, are going to go after Cignetti. In Indiana, like, there's reports like Indiana's already like, dude, what's your number? Like, what is the number you want? And we're going to make sure that you get it. You know, he's already managed to wrangle out of Indiana the largest salary pool for assistant coaches in the Big Ten, in the entire fucking Big Ten. Because he's like, listen, if you want me to be here, my people are going to get paid. Like, that's fucking brilliant. Right? I'll bet on myself. I'll stick with the pay I got. You sign me to a contract. Let me see what I can get. He gets Indiana just to 2 straight playoffs. Like, that dude can name his price. You know, I
can you say the same thing about a school like North Carolina, where they're not really a football school? Like, let's talk about the basketball powerhouses on Tobacco Road that have slowly put together watchable football programs. Duke, over the last 10 years, has put together some watchable football.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Duke has done a smarter job with their coaches, right? Like, Elko leaves, who do they bring in? Manny Diaz. He recruits well. And you know his defenses are always going to be good, right? And I think getting Darian Mensah from Tulane up to Durham was a phenomenal pull in the portal, right? You know, so like, Duke has actually invested in football, whereas Carolina, I mean, you have to realize when Mac Brown left the first time, they just had a string of just bad coaches, right? You had John Bunting there, Larry Fedora, shit. There was one other one, and I can't remember off the top of my head. And then, Mac comes back, right? And Mac Brown spent how many years away from the sidelines when he was like, I'm going back to Chapel Hill. It was over 10 years, and even when he was coming back, the game's changing. The NIL rule comes, he's not exactly prepped for that. He's trying to flex to make sure that he can keep up, and he can't. Players loved him because he was a player's coach. He just lost the juice, man. Like, he couldn't scheme well. Like, his teams could score, but they couldn't stop anybody from scoring. Like, they had some of the worst defenses ever, right? And then they go after Belichick. UNC's investing in the image, right? Like, look, we're dumping all this money into facilities. We're dumping all this money into, like, equipment, strength and conditioning. And look, we got Bill. Okay, but your team is still a fucking train wreck, right? Like, there was a literal, they talked, the Athletic did this article on Belichick this past weekend, and they went out and talked to, like, FCS coaches and group of 6 coaches, and they went to one, and the coach was anonymous, and he's like, dude, I knew the Tar Heels were going to suck when they were signing our guys in the transfer portal, right? Like, how rough is that, dude? and NC State, which is kind of like the bastard little brother to both, they got a steady football program. I think Dave Doran's done a good job.
7-8 wins a year.
Yeah. I mean, and I think NC State football wise is on an upswing to go along with Duke, where Carolina is getting left back, so, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if UNC jobs open after the season. I don't know how much longer Bill's going to want to be under the gun. I think maybe his girlfriend's going to be like, Bill, like, I know we're making a lot of money here, but let's go back to the NFL. Like, everybody's here and they're making fun of me and they make memes out of me. Did you see the one where it's like with you on the sideline and they captioned it, Daddy, can I have some money for concessions? That really hurt my feelings.
I saw that. And I'm like, I want to go to a dinner party at Bill Belichick's house with his young lady friend.
Oh, and the only one speaking, Jason, is her. He's just sitting over in the corner with a glass, just like,
dude, I just wanted that episode of The Office where they have to go to Michael's house when he's dating Jan, and she makes the candles and does all the weird shit. Like, I feel like it's worse than that situation where it's just going to be so uncomfortable, but I have to see it because I'm like, hey man, you're not just a little older. You're not just like, oh, there's an age gap. Like, no, you're paw older.
Yeah.
Like, you're publicly paw older. That is reserved for oil barons and dudes that go to foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it domestically. This is the downfall of a nation. This is what collapse looks like when your heroes are dating children.
That's right. And let's face it, I don't think Bill was prepared for the college game. I feel kind of bad for Gio Gonzalez, the transfer QB he brought in from South Alabama, who looked great in that bowl game with South Alabama, right? And then Bill tries to fit him into more of a pocket presence quarterback, and that's not his game. And that poor kid got bludgeoned, and then they bring in Brad Johnson's kid, who had a devastating leg break, like to the point where they almost cut the fucking thing off last year.
Insane.
And the kid, he's young. He's not as mobile as he was last year. He's moving as well as he can in the pocket, but that offensive line's trash. And you're going to put a kid that had that kind of injury behind them? Like, come on, dude. Bringing in 70 new players. I think Dion showed us when you overhaul the roster like that, it's not the best first year.
No.
Right? And him with the whole, we're going to be the 33rd NFL team. Like, come on, dude. Just fucking stop. You know, you are the head coach of UNC Chapel Hill. This is a school that eats, drinks, and sleeps basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You are playing for second place. And keep in mind, it's a neck and neck thing with like women's soccer, men's and women's lacrosse. Like those are national title winning programs, bro. And you barely get to like the whogivesaShit.com bowl. You know, like, I don't know, dude. It's just.
Hey, Bill, I give a shit.
Mr.
I give a shit, Billy.
Mr. Crash, say Bill. I hear you like him young.
Do you want? It's just so. It's like, oof.
Like, the thing is, it's UNC went for flash over substance, you know, and people like are giving Belichick shit for hiring his kids. His kids have been coaching in college for a few years now, and Steve Belichick's actually a pretty good defensive coordinator. Like, he showed that in Washington. You know, he was up there with Kalen DeBoer. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, dude, Red, I'm with you. When I saw Moore as the number one QB prospect, I was like, where the fuck are you coming from?
Didn't he transfer from like 2 other schools? Wasn't he originally a UCLA commit, and then he went to Boise, and then he went. Well, he was the number 1 quarterback coming out. He was sitting behind, not Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Was it Caleb Williams or was it the other guy?
He's bouncing around just like that Malachi kid. Remember from last year?
Yeah.
He signs early, realizes he's not going to get the start, goes to Boise, and I think he even transferred. He transferred out of Boise.
I forget where he's at now.
He's at a small school, like he's at a group of 6 school. But like I saw Carson Beck's the favorite right now, the betting favorite to win the Heisman, and I'm like, he looks good right now. But is
the Heisman going to go back to being an award that doesn't mean anything? Like, remember we had this run of Heisman winners. I shouldn't say run. There was a few Heisman winners that didn't either get picked in the. There was one that was it Josh Heupel that didn't even get drafted?
Yeah, I mean, we had that run in like the early to mid 90s. Remember,
Gino
like,
Torretta,
Detmer, Heupel. Fuck, who was the other? Wasn't there another QB that
we can look it up and see?
Yeah.
But there was a handful of QBs that just didn't get drafted. So you kind of ask the question, like, does the Heisman mean what it used to mean?
I mean, yeah, it's just like when, you know, as much as I completely dislike this clown, a guy like Tim Tebow, phenomenal college football player, right? Like, once in a lifetime.
Tim Tebow, another guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, he just wasn't cut out to play in the pros,
Eric
and that's
Crouch.
okay. Yeah, Eric Crouch. There's another one, right? Like, he was one of those cats that probably could have caught on as like a slot receiver if he would have played later in, you know, on. But like, you know, it's just, I mean, the Heisman's still important, like, because we all want to see that guy crowned at the end of the year.
I mean, I think Bryce Young shows he's going to be a good quarterback, and I think the best thing for him, and I don't know if you agree with me on this. I'm sorry, we're bouncing around from sports to sport. No. I think a guy like Bryce Young is in the perfect situation. He seems to be an extremely level-headed young man.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Playing in an extremely small market where you guys never did. I mean, not you as in the Panthers, Mac, because I know you are not the big of a Panthers fan, but the Panthers have never been perennial Super Bowl contenders, and Bryce can be that guy. They can make you like pretty good team, like the Chargers of the 2000s, right?
Oh, man, I mean, it's when you put it like that, yeah. It's just I hate that he's in an environment
Mhm.
like he is in Charlotte. Shitty ownership, a front office that looks kind of confused when they're making picks.
Yes.
Like, hey, GM, we need like offensive line help. Draft a linebacker. Like
we need another John Beeson.
And I hate saying that because you know who their GM is, right? It's Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Right?
One of the greatest football players of all time.
And the thing is, it's like he's kind of hit on lower round picks. I think his first round picks might take a little time to build up to being like good professional players.
Mm-hmm.
My brother is going to hate me when he sees this because I'm bagging on the Panthers. But it's just like, I hope that this Panthers administration does better for Bryce than the prior one did. Like Tepper is just a shit owner. I hate that he still owns that team. I think for the 6 Panthers fans out there, you deserve better.
I watched the Panthers play because they won last week. And whenever they win, you're always like, man, Bryce Young, for a guy that's not that big, you really have to look back at Russell. I almost said Russell Simmons. Russell Wilson.
Or Russell Simmons, either or.
Russell Simmons. One of the Russells. Russell Peters. Russell Wilson and Drew Brees really show you that short quarterbacks can win, and they destroy the myth that a guy needs to be 6'4", 220.
The thing is, Brees played in a great offense. When Sean Payton came in, that offense was tailored to Brees. A lot of shotgun, a lot of quick reading, and the way the blocking assignments were, they took wide splits to set up like zones where Brees can follow receivers through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carolina's not doing that for him, And like Canales is only in his second year, and I'm like, dude, I want Canales to be successful, right? Like, because I like Dave Canales. I think he's a hell of a coach. But they've got to be inventive with how they structure the offense for Bryce, the way that Peyton did for Drew Brees, and there's nothing like people are like, and I hate the whole system thing. I fucking hate that. That's one of the things I like about Cignetti. Cignetti has always said, hey, here's our base offense. What do we have? Well, our receivers aren't the best, but we have like 3 stud running backs. Bet. We'll run a lot. We'll run the ball, heavy run, pass out of play action, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're putting the players in the best position to succeed. And the thing is, we've seen coaches get younger, right? They're offensive gurus, they're the quarterback whisperers, and then they get locked into that whole system thing. Why? Bro, you are coaching at the NFL level as a guy in his mid-30s because the team that hired you sucks dick. Okay? Be inventive. Do not stick to the norms because the norms have not worked. The norms have drove this team into the dirt. Like, get weird with it. Like, dude, if especially now, because it's so hard to develop offensive lines.
Yes.
Right? It's so hard to get that game-changing wide receiver one. Teams burn a lot of picks on some of these guys, and they just end up not being able to do it at the pro level because they can't bully cornerbacks, right? They're not going to be able to jump 10 feet over that corner anymore because they're not playing fucking UNC Charlotte, right? Everybody in NFL's there for a reason. They're the best at their positions. Dude, if I see I've got little to no talent or it's developing talent at my skill positions and I want to win, bro, fuck it. We're bringing back the goddamn option. I will win 6-3, hold the ball for 50 minutes. But you know what? You're going to get 8 wins when last year we got 4.
The Wildcat in Miami.
Yeah. Like, don't do the norm, and the thing is, when you got a team that's just beat down, like Tennessee, like Cleveland, don't stick to what you have been doing because it hasn't worked. Change it up, man. And like Stefanski this weekend was like, well, I guess I might give up play calling. Dude, do something because your offense looks lost as shit. Yeah. And whether you like Dylan Gabriel or not, That dude, his airtime on his passes last week, Jason, was less than 5 yards.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, is that by design?
Oh,
Or
dude,
is that him?
Dude,
Does he have Jeff Garcia disease? Where
it's
it's like, look, I got the numbers. I got the completion percentage.
the thing is he has never had a strong arm at any of his collegiate stops. And then you play on a professional team where the offensive line is struggling. And you don't have a lot of talent at the skill positions. So what does he do? He checks down, right? His best friends are Fannin and Njoku, the tight ends, man.
And Njoku made some great catches in that game, by the way.
He did. And Fannin, I think, is going to be the reason Njoku's in another uniform next year. Fannin's a phenomenal tight end. I think he just needs to get used to like the pro grind. Because, you got to think, Fannin played at Bowling Green. So no disrespect to the Mac. We all know I love Maction. Especially, I love me some Tuesday and Wednesday night Maction. Don't get me wrong, guys.
I missed that.
I love it.
I missed that, yeah.
Right? But, he was the biggest guy on the field. He could bully anyone out there. And like I was just saying, in the pros, you can't do that, man. Cannot do that. So, it's Sean, you can't even say Northern Illinois anymore. They're going to be in the fucking Mountain West for football next year.
Yeah. West Coast. We got some new names in the chat that I've never seen before. Hell yeah, Chuck L88. I don't know. It's L88. Is that his like?
Yeah. Omaha.
L.
But like, and this is like, especially when we're talking about like the coaching positions and that are going to be opening up in FBS, and the ones that are eventually going to open up in the NFL. Like Callahan didn't even make it halfway through his second year. Was
that fair?
I mean,
Will Levis was supposed to be the mayonnaise eating man after he had like 4 games in a row where he threw for 300 yards. And everyone was like, hey, they got this sleeper guy named Will Levis. And all of a sudden, Will Levis is no good.
Okay.
Malik, what was his name?
They traded Malik Willis.
Malik Willis was no good.
Yep.
Now let's hitch our wagon to another short quarterback, Cam Ward.
And here's the thing with Cam Ward, I'll tell you right now, what he has on Levis and Willis both is he's got an arm. Like he can get the ball downfield. But see, this is the perennial trap a lot of these bad teams fall into is I have to draft a quarterback, right? Like we know that how important that position is to every team now. Why was he eating mayo, Nuri?
He put it in his coffee or something.
Yeah,
right?
he did. He puts it in his coffee.
Yeah, he got a mayo deal.
But these bad teams, what do we see him do a lot? They're constantly picking quarterbacks. Constantly.
The Bears.
Yeah, the Bears, Tennessee, Cleveland, Cincinnati until Burrow. We see
they have a guy. And then that guy gets too old for them. And they're like, we can get a newer guy that's going to be better than the guy. And then the new guy is going to give us over the hump. You brought up Cincinnati. Let's look at Cincinnati for a second. If you go back to the Bill Walsh days when he was the offensive coordinator there was a guy they drafted. I can't remember. He was supposed to be like the next big thing. And he hurts his shoulder. And he can't really throw anymore. Eventually they get Ken Anderson, who great quarterback. Is Ken Anderson a Hall of Famer? No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
But he has Hall of Fame numbers. Put up huge numbers in an era when people were not throwing for 4,000 yards a year. The Bengals had some really good teams, but there were also really good teams in the AFC. One of the best Super Bowls is the Bengals against the Niners. The Niners put up that goal line stand against Ohio State's Archie Griffith. The guy that won the Heisman twice. If he scores a touchdown and the Bengals win that Super Bowl, he goes down in history as probably, we remember him more, his NFL career more, but that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and Ken Anderson gave way to Boomer Esiason, who
yes,
I think, whether you like him or not, the guy had a good career.
another great Super Bowl against the Niners. Those are
Right?
2 really good Super Bowls.
Yeah, and the thing is, he had a very long career. People forget Boomer with like 1.5 arms was still hucking it for 3,500 yards for Buddy Ryan in Arizona, right? Like he played a long time. So like, but these teams, like, look at Cleveland. We pick Gabriel in the 3rd and then Sanders in the 5th, and we have Flacco, right? Like, we all knew because we're all adults that Flacco was not going to be the starter for the entire season.
Flacco knew that,
right? We've never actually seen Burrow be good without the Avengers catching passes. Dude, that's fair. But the thing is, it's like, this is a dude who's got the arm strength. He's actually pretty mobile when he's not being pummeled.
Yeah.
Right. And he puts the ball where his guys can catch it and do damage after.
But you just glossed over a guy that put up crazy numbers, and part of a game I have for you later in this show.
Okay.
Carson Palmer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Palmer, I think, got a raw deal because after seeing the shit show that was Cincinnati and literally only really having TJ Houshmandzadeh to throw to.
Chad Johnson.
I mean, yeah.
Who put up big numbers.
He did.
He had another guy that was really good but got killed by his girlfriend, Chris Henry.
Yeah. I would also argue that Houshmandzadeh made Johnson's life a lot easier because Houshmandzadeh was the prototypical slot guy who was just a giant slot guy. You got to think Houshmandzadeh was wide receiver 1 at Oregon State. And then when he got drafted by Cincinnati, he's like, dude, I'll move to the slot. He's a slot receiver that's 6'3". Like, who's not
think about how insane. Let's can we just go back to that Bengals team? Corey Dillon?
Yeah.
Carson Palmer, Takeo Spikes, Chad Johnson, and this up-and-comer, Chris Henry, again, career cut so short.
Yep.
But that kid was a beast. That team was scary. And Carson Palmer got the worst injuries. That's a guy that, when we talk about the greatest and we talk about the best, I don't like that conversation. Let's just talk about guys that were really good.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a huge Dan Marino fan. Man never won a Super Bowl. He only went to one. But if you want to learn how to play the position, watch Dan Marino. Carson Palmer is another one of those guys. Watch Carson Palmer play. He gets taken out of that season that could have been their Super Bowl year with a bit of a dirty play.
Yeah. And the thing is he played, I think, another 2 games on a blown out knee before he was like, dude, that's it. Like, I can't push off. I can't, And the thing is, Palmer gets the trade to Oakland at the time, right?
5,200 in Oakland.
Yeah, because he's just like, I can't play in Cincinnati anymore, right? I don't blame him. At the time, Cincinnati is, they're coming out of like those horrible doldrums, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But they are still just kind of like, we're good to be average, like we're okay winning 8 games. And that wasn't what Palmer wanted. And he gets to Oakland and he's still putting up numbers, but I just feel bad for him because can you imagine him playing on better teams? Right? Yeah, Cincinnati had Takeo Spikes, but that was the only guy that really played defense on that side, for that Cincy team at the time. So they were constantly being let down by their defense, kind of like they are now. Things are cyclical, everybody. But imagine him playing on better teams that actually play defense, or
not being in the same conference with the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Ravens were very defensively dominant. I mean, there's a lot when we think back to when I was writing the intro, I was watching a thing on YouTube from the NFL Network. I don't know if the NFL Network still does this. They would do these shows like the 10 best guys named Fred.
Yeah. You think you know football? Here on, the NFL Network's top 10, the top 10 guys with the middle initial that starts with B.
Yeah. The best players from South Dakota State Tech A&M. And I was thinking about players over the last 20 years, not going so far back to my favorite time of football, which is the 80s and early 90s, but like the last 20 years, guys that are going to be forgotten. I think Phillip Rivers is one of those people that's going to be forgotten.
Oh, no, he will never be forgotten because he's got 15 kids. And they're all going to be like,
because one of those kids is my dad.
At
least 3 are going to make it in the league.
Yeah, I mean.
Carson Palmer is one of those guys. You know who else is another one of those guys? And I feel like, I don't know how Ohio you are. Like if the Browns are out of it, then you're like, oh, let's root for the Bengals.
No.
Southern Ohio is a different. You're like me. You're like Californians. LA is a different world. We cannot root for LA.
Mm-mm.
Okay, good man.
No, Cincinnati is just Northern Kentucky.
That's fair. It really is. You make a wrong turn and you are in Kentucky. Like
Yes.
people forget that. Oh, I'm in Covington. Oh,
you blink and you're in Covington, and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm in Covington.
Yeah, tax laws are different. Racism smells different. Everything is different in Covington. Jeff Blake had a great run in Cincinnati, threw one of the best deep balls in the league. Had people like Carl Pickens to throw to, who was just a beast receiver. Cincinnati had some guys, but they never had the guy. They had the guy with Boomer. Then they cut bait on Boomer. Eventually, they get Carson Palmer in the 2000s. And you're like, you know what? This team is exciting. They're extremely fun to watch. They can't put it together. Then they get the Andy Dalton years.
And let's face it, Andy Dalton he's a good quarterback. I think that was just a guy put in a situation where he was supposed to be the savior. And it's like, dude, that is not, I hate that for every player that walks into that position, right? Because you got like the entirety of the fandom, right? That is already like, you fucking went to TCU.
Yeah.
Really? And then you've got ownership in the front office that are like at the introductory press conference. They're like, yeah, Andy's going to take us all the way to the promised land. We're going to get a Super Bowl here in Cincinnati. And of course, I mean, mid or not, the dude's still playing. Connor, he's still in the league. He's living our dream, making $14 million, handling a clipboard. I would do that for a quarter of it.
He was always good enough. He also had like the last heyday of those receivers that Palmer's going to have. But I want to ask you if you can guess these players.
Okay.
I have 3 players for you to guess. I'm going to name some statistics about them.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to guess, and the listening audience has to guess as well.
Oh, okay.
Do you want any hints?
I'm
going to give you clues.
Yeah,
let me take my glasses off. I'm mad at you guys for teasing my glasses. Those are my Manosphere glasses.
Guys, that's why they got so big. They are tied to follower count, and his followers went through the roof when he became Manosphere Jason.
You want to hear something crazy about the subscriber count on YouTube, which doesn't make any sense? The views are up. The subscribers are 86% less than the month before.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know. It's like everybody's watching the show like, yeah, I love this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, and that's why gays should be murdered. They're like, what? It's like, I never said that. I never said that.
We start having like serious. We start having serious conversations, and everybody's like, "Fuck this! I'm tuning out."
Yeah. And that's why black people are the spawn of the devil. I never said that.
Everybody's like, "Is this Charlie Kirk?"
Yeah, Drake goes, what? I never said any of that. Don't get mad at me for things I didn't say. This player is from California. He's from San Diego. He went to San Diego State. He was drafted in the 13th round, number 330 overall in the year of our Lord, 1972. In 1979, he led the league in TDs with 28 and with INTs with 26. In 1980, maybe his best year, he had 30 TDs, 14 interceptions, and he led his team to an 11-5 season, losing in the playoffs to the then Oakland Raiders in the famous Red Right 88 game. Who am I? No, it's not Dan Fouts. Dan Fouts went to Oregon.
San Diego State. I turn out when I hear the Yakubian Devil talk. God damn. Dude, you got me, man.
Brian Sipe.
Sipe went to San Diego State?
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe is from California, played for the Cleveland Browns, and was part of the Cardiac Kids.
Yeah.
Took him a few years to get started.
He also spent 1 year in the USFL.
He had hurt himself.
Oh, dude, he fucked his shoulder up.
That's what it was, yeah.
And then he went to the USFL and then came back and started that Cardiac Kids run with the Browns that he then handed off to Bernie Kosar.
Are you ready for the next player? It's three players.
Let's go to the next one.
This will be easier for you. This guy was a wide receiver. He was drafted 10th overall in 1994.
Okay.
In 1995, he set a then record for receptions in a season with 123. He had 1,686 yards and 14 TDs. The following year, he had 104 catches for 1,293 yards and 8 TDs. And then the third year, he had 106 catches for 1,296 yards and 9 TDs. This guy was a beast, but there was a running back on his team that overshadowed
Herman Moore.
There you go, Herman Moore. Herman Moore.
Herman Moore. When you mentioned the record, I was like, wait a minute, think. think. I could remember the first name. I mean, how many black dudes have you run across with the first name Herman?
None. None.
Right? But then I was like, what's the last name?
This last player is going to be easy peasy for you. And I'm looking at the chat. I'm looking at you, chat. This person was drafted 14th overall in 1996.
96.
In 2000, he led the league in carries with 403. From 96 to 2000, he had 1,763 carries, 6,874 yards, and 42 touchdowns. Who am I? Dre is just saying names. She said John.
Was that he drafted in 96?
Yep.
Was that Eddie George?
Eddie George!
That's Bowling Green's head coach, Eddie George.
Eddie fucking George. You got these, Mac. I slipped the Eddie George in there.
Well, I appreciate that one because I'm kind of high right now. My sister sent me a vape, and you could adjust the THC on it, and it's very nice.
Connor says Mac crushed it.
I mean, Brian, Jason knows I know Brian Sipe, but I'm more familiar with like his pro career than I am his collegiate. Like, I would never imagine Brian Sipe, considering how ingrained he was in like Cleveland, being from the West Coast. Because like you go to Cleveland and you're like, I'm from California. We're immediately like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, get out of here.
And you're like, no, really, but like, no, get the fuck out. We don't want you here, dude. You know, like,
like you're still here, bro.
yeah, why?
Why are you still here?
There's probably
I
some
have a
bars
list.
in Cleveland that have a sign on the door that say, if you're from Cali, fuck off.
Damn.
You know?
Glad I didn't play any of those places.
You know,
Where is Amelia, Ohio? That's near Cincinnati, right?
oh, dude, it's probably one of those tiny towns. I don't fucking know.
You're like, I don't know, Jay. You were somewhere you shouldn't have been.
Yeah. If it's outside of Cincinnati, you definitely shouldn't have been there.
Connor says a better running back hasn't rushed the ball 400 times in quite a while. I'd have to look that up. I did a lot of stat looking up for today's show, and then I wanted to have fun with this new series that I'm going to be doing every week because it's just too much fun to do. Yeah. We're going to do it in all sports too because it's too much fun. Dude,
but Connor's right, dude. I don't think there's been a dude who's led the league in rushing that's touched the ball more than like 260 times in like the last probably 3 or 4 years. And that's probably for the best. You know what? That's a good point, Red. That is a good point. Let's see. Derrick Henry.
I don't think Derrick Henry had that many carries because his average was crazy high.
Yeah. Just give me the career stats. Here we go. Derrick Henry, the most time he's touched the ball, almost 2020, 378 carries.
There's going to be. Have you discussed the Jets in this show yet? Yeah, we did.
I mean,
the Jets are a team that if we started rattling off some great Jets players over the last 40 years, I think most people would say who, like Mark Gastineau.
I mean, you
Master,
Darrell Revis, phenomenal corner.
Curtis Martin, who eventually went to the Jets. He was a Patriot first, right?
Well, he was a Patriot for 3 years before he signed the free agent deal.
Yeah.
Spent most of his career with the Jets. But yeah, I mean, let's face it, the Jets are a team that perennially drafts poorly. And it's just like we've been talking about. When you draft poorly and you are constantly looking for the next guy to be quarterback, like you're always going to be in a hole.
But they had some good quarterbacks that sadly got injured. Like Ken O'Brien. People forget he never lost against Dan Marino.
Yeah.
He put those guys in the playoffs when they were not a playoff team with Richard Todd.
Let's just look at since 2000, right?
You want to look at okay.
So, Parcells doesn't trust young QBs. And we can't say Vinny T. Okay, Red, here's the thing. Vinny T played on how many teams before he ends up in New York Jets green? Okay.
Vinny T is exactly who you're talking about, though. You're talking about guys that went on really bad teams. Jesus, how bad were the Buccaneers when he got drafted in '86?
Just awful, right?
Awful.
Parcells doesn't trust young players. He rarely did. He brings in Vinny Testaverde, the steady, veteran.
They go to an AFC Championship game.
They did, right? Jeff Blake had a good run in New York. But then you start looking at the who's of we drafted and failed to develop, right? Case in point, we've got one of Jason's favorites, Mark Sanchez. He recently in the news for stabbing a man.
The shit out of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
want to go through the list. I can tell you, I pulled it up.
Okay, pull it up, man.
All right, here's the list. 1999 2000, Vinny Testaverde.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Pennington, 2002 to 2007.
Yeah.
Couldn't stay healthy. 1 year of Brett Favre in 08. Mark Sanchez, 09 to 2012, where they actually went to back-to-back AFC title games. Geno Smith, 2013, 2014, and 2016. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2015 and part of 2016.
Yep.
Sam Darnold, 2018 to 2020. Zach Wilson, 2021 to 2023. Joe Flacco, 2020 to 2021. 2020 to 2022.
God damn.
Other quarterbacks since 2000, Kellen Clemens, Greg McElroy, Bryce Petty, Michael Vick, and Josh McCown.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite Brown's bad, but it's not exactly what you would call good when you're starting that many QBs, at
Mhm.
least a game, you know. And the thing is, for the players that are talented that they have, they waste on these bad teams, right? And look at the coach turnover with the
Mm.
Jets,
I mean, I looked that up to do this thing. They had so many coaches with
right?
losing records. Yeah,
You know, you look at, I mean, Rich Kotite was the head coach of the Jets for a bit,
for a year, I
right?
believe. Yeah.
After his disastrous run in Cincy. That's the sad part. Like, how are you so bad and then get another job?
Hmm.
Um, you know, when you have constant turnover in your coaching staff, when you fail to develop young players, when you fail to keep the players that you did develop, you're going to be a bad team, right? And you know, when you look back a couple years ago, they blamed it on Robert Saleh, right?
Hmm.
Oh, he lost the locker room. Bro, it's not a good team. Fucking, you could have Vince Lombardi and Nick Saban make a love child with all their coaching acumen,
Hmm.
come down, fully formed, right? An adult with all that coaching goodness in that head, in that brain of his, and he can go to the Jets. He's going to be a 500 head coach, right? Like, it's just
The Jets. I want to rattle this off for you. So, Sammy Baugh is their first coach
as the Titans. Yeah.
as the Titans. 14-14. Bulldog Turner, the old Bulldog, has one season. He's 5-9. This is in 14-game season. Weeb Eubank coaches for 10 years. He's 71-77 with 6 ties, and he's 2-1 in the postseason. Charlie Winter is 10-18, never goes to the postseason. Lou Holtz doesn't complete a season in 76, is 3-10. The great Walt Michaels comes in the year of my birth and Elvis's death, 1977 to 1982. Is 39-47, but he's 2-2 in the playoffs. He goes to the playoffs a few times. Joe Walton coaches from 83 to 89. He's 53-57. He's 1-2 in the playoffs. Here's a name.
When I hear Joe Walton, I think of a guy who followed around like fish for 3 or 4 years.
You know, he sounds like he got a big bushy beard.
Yeah. He's just like, hey, man.
Unkempt.
He's like coaching in Birkenstocks.
Another guy that is a coach that some will remember. He was a coordinator for a while. That was a big coaching name. Bruce Coslett.
Mm-hmm.
Coached from 90 to 93. Was 0-1 in the playoffs with the Jets. He definitely had Boomer Esiason there. Pete Carroll coached for 1 year there. Was 6-10.
Yeah.
He had Ronnie Lott on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Richie Kotite, 95 to 96. He was 4-28. Bill Parcells, who coached from 97 to 99, was 29-19. Bill Parcells and Sammy Baugh are winning coaches. Bill Parcells was followed by Al Groh, coaches 1 year, 9-7. Those are the 3 winning coaches. All the other names you people named, no. Herman Edwards, 2001 to 2005, 39-41. He was 2-3 in the playoffs. No. Eric Mangini, you guys named, 2006 to 2008, was 23-25. Oh, so close. 0-1 in the playoffs. No. Rex Ryan, coach from 2009 to 2014, 46-50. 4-2 in the playoffs. No. Todd Bowles, 23-40. Adam Gase, 9-23.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Saleh, 20-36. When you look at these numbers of the coaches, granted, there's a lot of factors that are involved, but the bottom line is this team has a history going back to the inception of the team of them being not very good.
Yeah. It's like ingrained in Jets DNA to just be trash, you know? And the thing is like, ownership groups, like, you play technically in the largest media market in the United States, right? you're constantly going to be under the microscope because you are playing in the largest media market in the United States. And I don't know what it is with New York sports. Like, you always have they always have two teams in the same league, right? One is significantly better usually, not so much in football lately, but that could be changing with Jackson Dart and Cam Scattaboo being two psychos on the Giants, just kind of willing them to play better. Oh, dude, it is so fun.
It's fun to watch.
And you always have like the downtrodden one. Like in baseball, the Yankees are always good. The Mets perennially fall on their sword. Hockey, Rangers are always far better than the Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you forget about the teams in Buffalo, but the Sabres have been doormats for like 10 plus years, and then basketball, the Knicks, and then you have the Nets, right? It's just like a thing. And the Jets have just been like the doormat equivalent in football for almost the entirety of the franchise's existence, and I cannot believe that is correct, Red. They did call it the
New York Stock Exchange. There's another guy on that team. I can't think of his name because it was Gassino and another nose tackle.
Yeah.
Bill something. I can't. Oh, it's killing me.
We'll remember it eventually because where old things come to us, like at the end of the show, but or somebody in chat will be like, throw the answer at us. But it's just like Woody Johnson was more interested in getting that ambassadorship than he was in being an NFL owner, under the Bush administration. Right. And it's not like the Steelers when, Dan Rooney went to be ambassador to Ireland. He's got a whole family that's grown up running, assisting in running the team. So he's like, I can go away for a couple years and we're going to be fine. Right. I mean, honestly, it might pay off for the Jets if Woody goes someplace else and, is an ambassador, because then he won't stick his dick in the Kool-Aid and they might be able to draft people and not have his 2 cents coming in like, well, my kids say his Madden rating's no good, so we're not going to swing that trade. Like, can you imagine being like the general manager, Jason, and you're like on the phone with your counterpart on a different team? You're like, all right, man, so we'll swap late rounders. I'll give up a fifth, you give up a third. You kick us over this player, and then we'll throw in like a third down the line. They're like, bet. And then you're like, your secretary is like, hey, owner's on the phone. Hey, Jim, hold on a second. Hey, Mr. Johnson, what's up? Yeah. So you're trying to trade for Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, I mean, we need a little speed on the outside. I know his hands can be a problem, but we want the quarterback to have somebody to throw to. Yeah, don't do that. What? But the salary works. He's not expensive. Denver's going to kick us out an extra pick. Yeah. So my kids are really into Madden.
Have you seen this rating system? It adjusts in real time.
He downloads patches all the time because the player ratings change week to week, right? It's actually a brilliant system. So his Madden rating is only 72. I want guys Madden ratings 85 or above. That's it. So no, I'm not going to allow this trade to go through. And then the GM just is like, hey, Bill, trades off. Like, how embarrassing is that?
It's like working for the Trump administration. No one can trust you.
Well,
you're not going to come through. You're not going to come through. You're going to do some dirty, backhanded, stupid shit. When I look at the Jets and I look at the Titans, I see kind of similar teams that haven't really done much in a long time. Before the Titans, we have to remember there were the Houston Oilers. And the Houston Oilers were pretty good teams that faced a gauntlet in the AFC. Let's just talk about the 70s Oilers with like Joe Ferragamo and no, they didn't have Ferragamo. They had
dude, Earl Campbell played on those 70s Oilers.
Yeah, but who was their quarterback? They had some pretty good teams, some pretty good defensive guys.
Yeah, and you got to think too, when you get into the 80s, they're running the AFC gamut of Denver, Cleveland, like you had Party essentially just saying, listen, guys, this is going to sound crazy. The second coming of Earl Campbell is not coming through those doors. we're playing the fucking run and gun. We're just going to huck it, chuck it football. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Warren Moon, they're like, we're going to bring in a Warren Moon. Right? And can you imagine Bud Adams, of all people, like, we're going to do what? He played in Canada.
A Negro Canadian?
Yeah.
What the shit?
Yeah.
And Warren Moon's got to be on some fucking Medgar Evers fucking greatest black man alive bullshit for these motherfuckers to appreciate him.
And what does Warren Moon do? Just lights up stat sheets and is willing this team to fucking wins for, I think he was there 10 years, right? Before Warren.
Longer.
Was it longer? I know, like, he was there a good bit before he hit like the journeyman.
He played a ton of years of football with so many teams. You're like, what?
Yeah, I mean, dude, people forget. People forget he was the starter for the Seahawks for a bit.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
The 78 Oilers were second in the AFC then Central Division. Bum Phillips was the coach.
Yep.
They won a wild card game against the 78 Dolphins. They won a divisional round game against the 78 Patriots. I'm going to name some players from this. Dan Pastorini, that's the guy's name. I knew it was some fucking white Italian name. Dan Pastorini, Earl Campbell, Mike Renfro. You don't know anybody on defense.
I know Renfro. Pastorini, I had
Renfro.
clue.
I'm looking at it like, there's no way you know him.
Yeah, a lot of those other guys,
my point is those Oiler teams, as pretty good as they were, they went up against the Steelers. You know, I told you they lost against the Dolphins, who were a really good team. The Patriots were up and down in the 70s.
Yeah, they were up and down in the 70s before a prolonged trough.
Oh man, it was like, where's that cliff? No, just drive right off it.
Yeah,
off it.
Yeah, no, don't hit the brake.
That Easton guy, he's 6'6". He's too tall. Get rid of him. There's a Zolak kid that looks really good. With a Z.
Yeah,
Zolak with a Z.
Zolak. Oh, don't worry about it. He'll be gone in a few years anyway.
Like, those teams in the 70s were going up against a buzzsaw, right? They get Warren Moon. There was a bidding war to get Warren Moon. The Oilers land Warren Moon. Like you said, they played this real open offense, really catered to Warren Moon, who's just airing it out all over the place. They have pretty decent running backs. So people like Mike Rozier played in that era. Mm-hmm. They have a pretty good defense because Jerry Glanville comes in there.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, but who are they going up against? Some really good Broncos teams, some really good Bills teams. The Raiders were actually a lot better than people think in the 90s.
Yeah.
So when we think about players, and we always have this GOAT debate, let's go back to the original conversation about college coaches and what we deem great. Joe Paterno has the second most wins in history. Next to him is a guy named Eddie. Oh, I forgot his name. Eddie Robinson.
Yeah, Grambling.
Again, you look at championships, they don't have a lot of them. But consistency, putting out quality players, going to bowl games when that meant something. Let's not fall prey to this idea that, well, bowl games are aplenty and they're not fun to watch because, well, now it's different because some players don't play in them. We'll see if that changes.
Dude, I still love watching the MAC and Conference USA's annual tilt in the Caribbean Bowl.
Oh, dude,
right? I watch them all.
The Holiday Bowl it's like, if you've been watching college football for a long time, then if you want to see a 56 to 68 game.
Oh yeah.
Watch the Holiday Bowl.
Yep, every fucking year, like clockwork, man.
Oh.
And occasionally you'll get that year where it's like 20-17. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
You're like, what's supposed to be the score at the end of the first quarter? What's going on here, guys?
I thought this
bowl two teams
defense optional. What the fuck?
Just seeing cornerbacks get burnt is what I want to see.
Yeah.
There's bowl games that I used to be so excited to watch. They changed the schedule around. New Year's Day isn't what it used to be. All that being said, I enjoy bowl season because I like seeing people play for something. It doesn't have to be a title. It's just to win that bowl game. If you've known people that played college football, there's schools that give rings for those bowl wins.
And like it does, it's fun, right? Like, I'm not really big into tradition, but like when we're talking college football, like even the Little Caesars bowl, the Duke Mayo Bowl, how a lot of these smaller bowls are leaning into like really weird kind of like marketing things, and people are watching it. Like I want to see kids have fun, because for a lot of these kids, college football is it. They're not going to play professionally, right? There are opportunities for them to play like in the UFL, in Europe, in Canada, but there's only so many of these spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 86 teams go bowling every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let them have fun, man, right? Like, let them have fun. I hate this constant need to just like always be business. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. Let these kids go to the Duke Mayo Bowl, win that game, and then dump Duke's mayonnaise on their coach. Right? Let it happen. Right? Let like the Pop-Tarts Bowl. They have a human size Pop-Tart.
But that's Mac. Okay, Hunter says it best. Thank you, Hunter, for this comment. The small bowl games are a fun time and used to be fairly affordable ticket-wise. I've said it on this show before. I'll say it again. The family that I lived with, it was not my own, really fell in love with Colin Kaepernick. And when we found out that he was going to be in town for some bowl that was happening in San Francisco, maybe it was even called like the San Francisco Bowl or some goofy shit.
I think it was. It was like that, or
like they had it at Pac Bell.
Yeah, it was like that, or like the Levi's Bowl. It was like some
corporate bullshit.
Yeah.
But to go watch the game, the tickets weren't much, and they're like, "I want to watch this guy Kaepernick play." That's what you can get out of these bowl games. You can watch a guy that may not be the first round cat, but you could be watching a dude that has a couple year run like Colin Kaepernick, where you're like, this is a special young man.
Yeah.
And getting to watch him play, balls out in a bowl game is like hell of fun.
Yeah. And Tony Red, here's the thing. You don't see kids sitting out a lot. You don't see a lot of kids sitting out small bowls. And a lot of it that is tied to NIL, because they know they can increase their earnings the following season by balling out in a game that's going to be nationally televised.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys at bigger schools that maybe like Florida State, like I understand it. Like they know I'm going to the next level. I'm not willing to fuck myself up if I'm not in the playoff. I understand that, right? I get that. But like you don't see a lot of dudes skipping the Pop-Tarts Bowl. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
these kids want to be on TV. They want to play. But for the guys that know, well, I play at a blue blood, we're not going to the playoff. I don't feel like playing in the Orange Bowl. Okay, I understand that, man. Prep for the combine or whatever your individual workouts, and get ready for the draft. Like, I'm okay with that. Each kid is different, and their circumstances are different. And I'm never going to sit here and shit on a kid who might be a name call away from creating generational wealth that is going to assist his family for years to come. Like, I'm not going to shit on a kid for that. Like, dude, Jason and I know poor.
Yeah, I'm knowing it right now.
Yeah, it sucks. It's awful. Like it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
If this kid can know I can be drafted in the third round, I know I'm making $4 million off that. Fuck yeah, kid, do it. If you're going to be a first rounder, fuck yeah, kid, do it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to bag on those kids, man. But I'm also going to cheer my ass off for the kid in the Poinsettia Bowl, right? That is playing at San Diego State or, UN Reno or some of these smaller schools that this is his one crack to be on TV.
And they're going to go balls out, and you're going to have so much fun watching Aaron Rodgers against a very good Virginia Tech team when he was at Cal.
Yeah.
Dude, small bowl games to me was the best appetizer for what you got on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And now that's all real different because they just happen. Once this like the second week of December happens, it's like there used to be a thing called Bowl Week on ESPN,
Yeah.
And for a guy like me or for a guy like both of us who lived and breathed football, you were like, dude, I'm going to watch all the Division II teams and their
Oh,
playoffs.
bro, I watched the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl, which is the D3 national championship. I watched the FCS playoffs, every fucking game, and their national title. I watched the D2 title game. I watched the CFL. Dude, in my office, like, I have a photo lab where I take pictures of vehicles. I constantly, during the winter, I have football on, and my fucking bosses are like, just any game? I'm like, any fucking game. I was like, come the week after the Super Bowl, I'm 2 knuckles deep in the UFL. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. Especially this coming season where the UFL put a team in Ohio. We got the Columbus Aviators. Let's fucking go.
Dude, bowls, we're coming up on bowl season, and the moment December rolls around, you're going to hear all these horrible people talk about how worthless it is. Get rid of the bowls. They just want a playoff system. We have a playoff system, and I don't care. The reason why you love Joe Paterno and Bobby Bowden and all these other coaches that didn't win a ton of national championships, like the run that we saw people like, can't think of his name now, that white guy that looks like he has slaves, does the commercials with Deion Sanders for Half-Life.
That would be Saban.
Yep. The run that Nick Saban went on, which is insane, an insane run that he went on. Before, guys just won. If you got to a bowl game, that's what it was.
Yeah, and you got to think, this isn't like it was when you and I were growing up, where there are only like 20 bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There is a lot.
There are a ton of them now.
And the names, the sponsor names make it horrible.
Yeah. I mean, so it goes, I mean, you're not wrong, right? You are not wrong about that. But, and Tony Red, I'll get to what you said in a sec, bud. You know, it's just, we've hit a tipping point. I mean, like, I don't know if anybody's seen, but the Big Ten is getting ready to have a private equity fund buy a stake in the Big Ten. Right? All while claiming poverty, while we see Penn State, a state university, pay $49 million to have this coach go away. You know, so this is where we're at. If kids playing at Old Dominion, who's having a great season, get to play in a bowl, and let's face it, how many times has ODU been on TV this year?
Have they been on TV this year?
Maybe like the CBS Sports Network, you know, that has 100,000 subscribers in a country of 330 million, you know? But it's still, we live in a, like, when we're talking about the sports ecosystem in the United States, traditional season football is king. And you know, you guys know I love the NBA. I love baseball. I love hockey. You know, I love rugby. I love all these sports, but none of them compare to America's appetite for football between late August and mid-February. Right?
Yes.
That's just the truth.
Because those seasons are so long. The NBA season is their playoffs just have destroyed that game, in my opinion.
Yeah. And honestly, the NBA needs to move to like a 60-game schedule, start the playoffs earlier.
Can they just make the playoffs? We don't need you to space the games out like that, dude. Just do like baseball. That's what they used to do. It's not like this has been around since basketball, people. It hasn't.
Yeah. You know, but people still watch. I mean, the thing is, these small bowl games have seen their viewership go through the roof by leaning into, you know, like eating the human-sized Pop-Tart or dumping the ridiculously large jar of Duke's mayo on the coach. Or, you know, I think the Tony the Tiger's Bowl actually had like a giant bowl of Frosted Flakes that players would jump in, right? Like that's fun, man. And I think we need more fun, considering that, you know, within a year, I'm going to be sitting with This is Big Ten football, or, the BlackRock Big Ten football brought to you by, like Continental Tire. And it's a noon kickoff game between, Northwestern and Nebraska. Like, it's just, this is unfortunately where we're at. And it sucks. So as it's more corporatized, I want to see the kids have more fun, But Tony Red, to kind of address what Tony brought up, like, hey, these guys are still bailing on their players or their teammates and leaning into them. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, and that sucks. But again, a kid, I'm imagine being chased by a guy wearing a chicken tender's costume at the Raising Cane's Bowl. But I mean, you got to look at the dollar amounts, man. Like, and I understand it. And it's just, especially like, Jason and I have covered in depth, how a lot of these professional sports are becoming like, we're going to see more juniors and seconds and thirds, and it's becoming like a pipeline because, poor kids are getting priced out of, being able to compete at scholastic level sports. And
they don't matter anymore. That's another thing, dude. You have young kids
who hate team sports, which it's kind of like a knife in my heart, but
but still, I don't know what sports they offer for, because your son isn't even in high school yet, right?
He started his freshman year this year.
Okay, sorry. But so did they have sports for his junior high school?
Well, yeah, I mean, my kids are homeschooled, dude.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But like the schools around here offer a lot of sports, right? Because like I live in Fayetteville, and if you've ever been here, I know you have, Jason, but this place it's an economic dead zone unless you want to work in a chain restaurant, right?
Or strip club.
Or pawn shop. Right? But so for some, they offer sports because it is a way for kids to get the fuck out of here. It really is. And it could just be a scholarship to a university that's an hour and a half away, but still they're out of here. They're going to have an opportunity to dude, you can boo it all day long, Nuri. The schools around here are awful. They're bad. I didn't live on post. My kids wouldn't have had access to DOD schools, which people shit on them, but they're far better than the schools in this area, unless you live in a ritzy area or can pay for private schools. I can't do that. I couldn't even do that when I made decent money in the military, but it's, I mean, so it goes. I agree with you. It's a way out, but we cripple ourselves to do it. But this is the point of where we're at, right? Like with the economic situation in the country. We have an administration that's hiding, job losses that are across the board.
Looking to fire more people with this government shutdown.
Exactly. We have corporations that are setting up data centers everywhere, just milking up every bit of energy and water so that they can better train AI to replace people that are already doing a job.
Yeah.
For some of these kids, when you look at that, it's daunting. Like my daughter's 16 and she's like, she plans on going to school for graphic design, but she wants to be a tattoo artist, which I'm going to support her. But she's starting to see the writing on the wall with some of the top tattoo artists in this country that are closing their shops after 30 plus years because people don't have the disposable income to go get tattoos anymore. We said, go do graphic design because that way, when you hit a down point, you can still have a way to generate money in order to pay your bills. I have a lot of buddies that are tattoo artists that do like website design. They do t-shirts, all kinds of shit just to be able to make sure they can pay their fucking rent.
But how do you compete with AI? I mean, that like there's another factor, which is I don't care what you do because the ubiquity of people using AI means we're now used to AI artwork. So you're going to charge me for your original? I can just produce something with one of the many AI tools on my own. You're seeing it with album covers and music, because a lot of things, the relationship people have to certain things, and sports is one of them. If your relationship to sports is only about the money that you can generate from it, you're not going to enjoy a conversation that we are having.
Yeah.
Because neither one of us gamble on sports.
Yeah. I mean, this is the fucking shitty thing. Right?
That hit was brutal.
Yeah, it was. Andrea, my daughter probably would charge you, like, if you want 2 or 3, probably $30 to $40 a design. It just depends on what it is. She designed my new one. But yeah, just hit me up on Instagram, shoot me a DM, and we can go from there. I can put you in contact with her. But I hate how we don't get, like, one, you give me Dan Orlovsky to break down the game film. I can't stand him. I'm just like, dude, you look like a walking Q-tip, and your voice is grating, and I can't deal with him. But then his partner on these breakdown segments are guys talking about the lines.
That's all it is.
You know? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the lines. I don't gamble.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And in the off chance that I fucking go out these days because I'm just more into, like, eating better and drinking less booze and getting in better shape, which makes everything hurt in ways I wasn't expecting. You know, my buddies always, what's the first thing they do? Oh, dude, you run a sports show. You're a sports writer. Check out my bets on FanDuel. What? Dude,
I don't give a shit.
It's a crapshoot every week, man.
No one knows.
Yeah.
No one knows.
You know, like, well, is this a good bet? McCaffrey with over 50 yards from scrimmage? Yeah, that's a pretty safe one. Sure, dude, go for it. And then I see, like,
I don't know what to. Yeah, I didn't see the game plan this week, and no one did. So, don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah. Fucking Kyle didn't call me up, and he's like, "Yo, Mac."
I saw you and Jay on the red zone the other.
Yeah. We're gonna be splitting Christian out a lot wide, so tell your buddies to not take him on 50 rushing yards, you know. But, like, it's just like, dude, ugh.
But that some Connor says it, and we talked about this before. I think I talked about this on the gambling show that I did on one of the main shows. When your leisure time is just money time, and we're not talking about people that are self-employed. We're talking about people that have regular 9-to-5s. Sports was your leisure time to sit back, yell at a screen, cheer with your friends and your family, and then that's it. You go about your day. Maybe you talk about the game a little bit, but that was it.
Yeah.
You know, now it's important to you because you have money riding on it. That's not fun.
Yeah, and that's why I never got into, like, fantasy football with pay leagues. You know, like, free leagues, that's fun. Do some shit talking over the draft, shit talk during the season, cool. Right? But with pay leagues, man, people lose their fucking minds, dude. And I'm like, you know, it kills me, like, people in pay leagues, like, get on, like, Twitter and shit and start shit talking a dude who, like, broke his fucking kneecap. I mean,
because it cost him money.
Yeah, you know, like, oh, yeah, because I meant to just stand there and have that guy, that 250-pound dude at full speed, fucking trip and fall into my knee, shattering the bone that's there to protect all the ligaments. And it, you know, like, come on, man.
But that's those things used to be fringe behaviors for a certain segment of society. And I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. Normalizing these things hasn't made the world a better place.
It's given every fucking internet tough guy, like, essentially the green light to just say whatever the fuck they want. And that's why we have fucking the manosphere. That's why we have chuds everywhere. That's why we have these fucking goofballs running $15,000 for 3-day alpha male academies. Like,
those things are so crazy to me.
Dude, yeah. Like, I'm not paying 15 G's for a dude to put his hands on me and scream at me for 3 days, right? You know, granted, I was stupid enough to sign up for that to happen, you know, and it did. And, you know, if anybody has heard me ever speak publicly, it was one of the biggest mistakes of my fucking life. And I freely admit that. But yeah, like getting screamed at, you know, and pushed around doesn't make you a man. Just like using your thumbs behind like a fucking Superman's body, but Trump's head, like PFP, and like shit talking someone on the internet, that doesn't make you tough either. You know, all these fucking goofballs that sit here and want to define what's masculine. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. All you goobers that want to shit talk professional athletes because they're doing something you could never do. You know, like I talk shit to my TV. Like, bro, how did you not see that hole? You fucking, you know?
Yeah.
But like,
that's the fun part.
But you know what I'm never going to do? Sit there and be like, bro, if I had the training you had, I could do it better. No, I couldn't.
No,
I was slow.
I hate people say bullshit like that.
I was just a fucking wrecking ball. I ran into shit. That was my job. I was a fullback and a middle linebacker. That was my entire reason for existence playing football. Right? They just be like, hey, Mac, just run that way. Sure. You know, and there I went. You know, like I knew my lane. I knew I was never going to be good enough to play college football, not even at a D3 level. I could have like worn pads and dressed on like home games and been there to be like, yay, you know,
run out on the kickoff.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna be anything fucking.
Can I ask you? I want to ask you in the chat one last question before we go. I think you're gonna like this. Do you want passing leaders or rushing leaders?
Ooh, let's do rushing. Tony Red, that's a great point. I agree with you. We need to read more Marx, especially Marxists, rather than reading about Marx. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. I can. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. My computer just decided to stop.
Well, I mean, Dre is pointing out that, you know, you did say all gay people should die.
That was not serious. At all. I wasn't being serious. If that's what you noticed, that I've said similar things about black people and they were jokes, but all of a sudden that one was real. Okay.
That's the shitty part. People would look at us sometimes, Jason, and be like, did you hear what he said? And like completely eliminate the fact that we were dying laughing as soon as it came out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But no, I was not serious. And I hope people know I'm not serious. But I'll say it again, I'm not serious. Do you want the top 10 or are you feeling frisky and you want the top 25?
Let's do 25. Why not?
Oh my God, you are feeling fucking frisky. Starting with number 25, the top rushing leaders of the 90s.
Of the 90s. Ooh, you are mean. Okay.
Number 25. You want a clue?
Yeah, give me a clue.
His initials are JJ.
JJ? What team did he play for?
The Cardinals. And the Jets. And the Jets, but most notably for the Cardinals.
You know what's sad is I can think of somebody that played for both teams, and JJ is not it.
Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson? Was that guy white?
No.
Wow.
I think he was beige.
That is like the whitest name ever.
Johnny Johnson. I didn't make that up either. It sounds like I made it up. Number 24's initials are JA, and this person had a famous dance.
Maybe we should have done top 10 because I'm gonna fucking.
No, this is gonna be. There's gonna be someone you cannot get. Some of these on here. There's no way you're getting.
I'm gonna say his last name's I'm gonna say his last name's Anderson.
Yes, Jamal Anderson. You are correct.
Yeah.
On the Falcons, yes. This next number 23 was part of the biggest trade in NFL history.
Oh, was that Herschel? Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. Above Herschel Walker was a running back that had one of the nastiest knee injuries on national football.
The 90s.
You want a team?
Mm-hmm.
I got to give you teams. This is hard. Raiders.
Knee injury?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Napoleon Kaufman?
Napoleon Kaufman. Mac is on a roll. This next guy, I have to look up what team he played for because I do not remember. Okay. I did think he played for those teams. This person played for the Bengals, Falcons, and the Rams.
Bengals, Falcons, and Rams.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
You got me there, dude.
Harold Brown. Or I'm sorry, Harold Green. Harold Green. Sorry. Harold Green.
Harold Green.
There was no way you were going to get Harold Green. There was no way in the world you were going to get that.
No.
If you got Harold Green, I would have had to walk to Fayetteville to hug you.
You just see Jason like a bedraggled like bystander from like the Children's Crusade, just no shoes left. His little shorts are barely covering up his package because he wore those the whole way. Just sunburnt, dehydrated.
This next player, you might get this guy. He played for the Chargers.
Okay.
And he was a fullback. He had the perfect fullback name, by the way. Oh, he also played for the Patriots.
Played for the Patriots as well. Oh, Leonard Russell.
Nope.
No?
I'll let you guess again. This is the 90s Chargers. He was a fullback.
The only other two running backs I can think of from the Chargers in the 90s were Natron Means and Lorenzo Neal.
Wow, you skipped right over this guy.
Who was it?
Marion Butts.
Oh.
Did anyone in the chat get it?
He did. No.
No one got it?
He did play for the Pats, man.
Yeah. Marion Butts. This next player played for the Niners, Raiders, and the Cardinals.
Raiders, Cardinals. Okay, I'm thinking 90s running backs. You had that was a tail end of Roger Craig and Rathman.
I take back the Raiders thing. He didn't play for the Raiders. I thought he did.
Okay, so it was the Cardinals and the Niners.
Yeah.
Cardinals, Niners. Garrison Hurst.
Garrison Hurst. The Mac attack is back. Is anyone getting this in the chat?
A couple people are hitting it.
This next guy played for your Cleveland Browns and was in the backfield with another player that ran for 1,000 yards.
Well, that's going to be Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack.
Ernest fucking Biner.
Played well in the Super Bowl with the then Redskins, and also played with the Ravens in their first year in Baltimore.
So Ernest Biner. This next person is in the Hall of Fame. They played for two teams. If I tell you, you're going to get it. And they have a brother that's probably broken more records than them.
Oh, no. Hold on.
You want another clue?
Mm-hmm.
He's a Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winning running back.
Mm-hmm.
Made the Hall of Fame
career. Played for two teams.
Two teams. in the 90s. I'm trying to think of who won. Because there was some bad running backs that won the Heisman Trophy in the 90s. You remember Rashawn Salam?
Rashawn Salam did not last long in the NFL.
No.
He had some knee injuries, but yeah.
Yeah.
He had a weed thing too, didn't he?
I believe so, yeah.
But nope, this guy actually got drafted in the 80s and in the early 80s and is a Heisman Trophy winner and a Super Bowl MVP.
Marcus Allen?
Marcus Allen. Now, for those wondering where Marcus Allen sits on this list of top running backs in the 90s, number 16. This next running back, there is no way on God's green earth you're going to get this. If you get this, then you are one of the smartest football people that have ever watched a football game. This man played 9 seasons for 4 teams, including most notably the Jets and the Cardinals. He had 1,375 carries for 5,199 yards. And he's from Fayetteville.
Well, he was from here before I got here. Blair Thomas?
No, Blair Thomas went to Penn State.
Yeah.
I played that long in the league. This guy went to West Virginia.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Adrian Morrell.
Fuck me.
I was like, you're never going to. You can't get that.
I remember a Sega football game, like for the Genesis. It wasn't Madden. It was like the Sega one. Morrell had like a 98 speed, so I would always trade for him. And just run
so fast. He was so fast on that game. I know exactly.
Yeah, and just runs. I would just run sweeps. You know.
This next player was a Chargers running back, built like a fullback, also from North Carolina, and actually was a Tar Heel.
Yeah, that's Natron Means.
He was drafted number 2. Huh?
Natron Means.
Natron fucking Means.
Yeah.
Man!
Yeah, he's got a lot of signage around Kenan Stadium. Trust me.
Okay, I wasn't sure. So I gave you too many clues. Now I got to go back to not giving you clues.
This guy ran the football.
This next running back is light skinned with good hair.
Oh no. Craig James?
No, Craig James is a white man.
No.
I can't even tell you what team he played for, but let's just say the team that he played for is one of the more famous teams to never make it to a Super Bowl. They had one of the most potent offenses in NFL history. Do you want another clue?
Light-skinned dude, great.
I'll give you a better clue.
Okay.
He played on the team where the second leading receiver is an alumni of his university.
Is it Roger Craig?
Nope. Roger Craig went to Nebraska.
Oh.
It's not Marshall Faulk, right?
Well, that's not a light-skinned dude.
Nope. Marshall Faulk is almost payphone black. This dude definitely has a white mom.
Oh, man. I don't know, dude.
Come on.
I'm just thinking
You want another hint?
Yeah, give me another hint.
He's a Buckeye.
Oh, light-skinned running back, good hair?
the look on your face, like, oh, the good hair.
Was that Eddie?
You're close, but no.
Oh.
Eddie had no hair. Robert Smith.
Oh, yeah, that is a light-skinned dude with great hair. See, I forget about Robert Smith because, like, he was at the top of his game and he was just like, I'm done.
Yeah, Robert Smith.
You know?
In the 90s, he played in 82 games, 5,297 yards.
Guy was a home run threat every time he touched the ball.
Every time he touched the ball. In that offense, the draw play was going to kill you.
Yeah.
Leroy Horde and Robert Smith.
Dude, and when he got to Minnesota, that was just like the perfect offense for him, man. Perfect offense.
The next running back? I can't give you any hints. I'll just say that he was a top draft pick
Can you give me a division he played in?
Oh, it was called the AFC Central at the time.
Okay, the Central.
I believe he played in the pivot years, so it turned into the North when he got there.
Okay. So
Or no, he played in the South. I'm sorry, he played for the AFC South. I take it back. He went to a Super Bowl, but did not win. And it was the only Super Bowl that his team ever went to.
Was that Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Eddie George.
Yeah.
There's no hints I was going to give you. Okay, now it's going to get a little easier. This next running back had a pretty dominant run. 64 games, 5,365 yards. I'm sorry, 76 games. Let me take that back. That was Eddie George I was reading. This guy, 64 games, and he's only number 11. Or 76 games, 6,550 yards. He played running back.
Well, no shit.
He went to a Super Bowl. Did he go to the Super Bowl? Let me double check because I think he did go to the Super Bowl. Let me double check. I need to triple check.
Drea's just still throwing out names too. I love it. She's just like Norman, Michael.
This gentleman has, I think he's the only person named this on the list.
Again, what division?
AFC East both times.
Okay. AFC East.
Mhm.
So what round was he drafted in?
First
round. AFC East.
Yeah, he was at the bottom of the first round.
Bottom of the first round.
5-time Pro Bowler, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
And he only went to one Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. He's a Hall of Famer, by the way.
Curtis Martin.
These next guys are all Hall of Famers. This running back ran for that Curtis Martin was number 11. This running back is number 10 on the list. He is a Hall of Famer. He ran for 2,000 yards. All of his totals are career totals because his career was cut short. 6,624 yards for the very short time he played in the 90s. His career was cut short by back-to-back knee injuries.
Oh, Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis. This player had a great career. He's from Louisiana, but the only school to recruit him was San Diego State.
That's Marshall Faulk.
This next running back went to Georgia.
Okay.
And he played 8 seasons for the New York Football Giants.
Georgia running back.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame. Played for the Giants.
First round draft pick.
Why am I blanking on this? I should know.
You would never get this. You're never going to get this.
Otis Anderson?
Nope. Otis Anderson played for the Cardinals first.
Oh, he did too.
Mm-hmm. Is anybody guessing it in the chat?
Yeah. We got it's Barry Davis, right?
Barry Davis. You want another hint?
Yeah, give me another hint.
Number 27.
Nope, it's not him.
Rodney Hampton.
Dude, yeah.
Number 8 on the list. This next player, I'm going to be the most shocked person in the history of shocked people if you get this. This man played for the Seahawks, Cowboys, and Eagles. He was drafted in the 4th round from Furham College. He had 1,000 791 carries for 7,996 yards.
He started out in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Then he went to the Cowboys. Then he went to the Eagles. This is a hard one.
And he's in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh. I thought you said that everybody on the list going up was in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, no, it looks like it, but there's a couple names that are not in the Hall of Fame.
Was it?
These are the back-to-back names that are not in the Hall of Fame.
Was it Warner?
This name and the huh?
Was it Warner?
You were close. No, that's the 80s. This is Chris Warren.
Oh, a dude.
Yeah. Someone said Daryl Johnston. Here's another name that you are not going to get. This guy played for the Redskins and the Vikings. Let's see if I can help you with some hints. He went to Clemson, and he was a 9th round draft pick that ended up balling out for the Redskins in the 90s. He only played in one Pro Bowl.
He split time with Biner, though.
Okay, getting close. This motherfucker, he had 7,777 yards in 115 games. That's pretty good.
That's a good career, man. That is a good career.
You're not going to get this.
No, I'm not.
Terry Allen.
Holy shit.
There's no way you were going to get it.
Dude, Newry throughout DeHinkle McConkle.
The Squarius Jr. Tony says, what number are we on? We are on number 5. So these are the top 5 running backs by yardage of the 90s. This man played for the Rams and another team.
Oh, Bettis.
Jerome Bettis.
Yeah. The Rams totally wasted years of his career.
Who's above Jerome Bettis? Another running back that played for the San Francisco 49ers.
Only the Niners.
Nope.
Played on multiple teams?
Played on multiple teams.
Did he go to Notre Dame as well?
Yes, he did.
And Ricky Waters.
Ricky Waters!
Played for the Eagles, too.
Now we have back-to-back guys that played for the same college, and the guy that's number 3 was the starter over the guy that's number 2. In college. Sorry.
What team did he play for?
In college? Ooh.
No. Pro.
If I tell you this, you're going to give it away. I'll tell you what team he played for in college.
Okay.
Oklahoma State.
Okie State. Barry Sanders.
Nope. That's
Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas.
And number 1 would be Barry Sanders, naturally, right?
Number 2 is Barry Sanders.
Number 2 is Barry Sanders? Okay.
Yep. You know who number 1 is.
In the 90s?
In the 90s.
Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
I didn't do too bad.
You McIngleberry. You did very good, because a lot of these names were going to be like, there's no way he's going to get these. and you went, you're like, I want running backs. I was like, you want running backs?
Hell yeah.
I was going to give you quarterbacks is a little more fun, because if you find out like who's the top quarterback of the 80s, I think most people would be like, oh, okay, yeah. But then you're like, okay, who's number 5? You'd be like,
dude, some of the guys from the 80s, like, you got to think, like, Brian Sipe pretty prolific in the 80s, you know, but you don't think of Sipe being like one of the names. Bernie Kosar would probably be on that list if we're talking the 80s.
I don't think he is.
You don't think so? Is he not?
We can find out. This is a fun little app we found here.
Yeah, we didn't, the Browns didn't exactly like huck it, chuck it football the way like Fouts and San Diego did. But I mean, when you look at the wideouts, Webster Slaughter was there, Brian Brennan.
You went the 80s, right?
Yeah. Shakira Kwan.
This is by yards. Bernie Kosar is number 22 on the list.
22, yeah. Yeah.
See, you want to know who's above him?
Yeah, of course.
You want to guess who's above him?
Scott Zolak.
I'll give you a hint.
I'm kidding.
I'll give you a hint. It's a Patriot, and it's not who you think it is.
Okay, so we're talking 80s QBs, and there was a run there for a little bit. We had, I mean, when you get down to it, the Patriots were kind of like the Browns of the 80s.
So who's this quarterback? This quarterback was drafted by the Patriots after the debacle that was Jim Plunkett.
Ooh, after Plunkett.
Mm-hmm. Before Eason. Years before Eason. He played with a neck roll.
Oh my God, I've seen this guy a million times. And I am not going to remember his name because I am high as shit.
Steve Grogan.
Grogan, yes.
Steve Grogan. You know who's above Steve Grogan? If anyone can guess this, you're either really old or you're a football trivia master. Above Steve Grogan for most passing yards in the 80s is a Jets quarterback before O'Brien.
Before Ken O'Brien?
Before
Holy
Ken
shit,
O'Brien.
dude.
This guy, I'll give you another hit. This guy has 2 first names.
I'm going to go with Dre's answer. Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons? No.
Before he became the exercise aficionado, as you know.
I'll give you Richard. Guess the last name. It's a first name.
Richard Michael.
Nope. Keep guessing.
Oh, Richard Walter.
Richard Todd.
Richard Todd? That's an actual person.
I'm looking at the chat. You guys are so wrong. Above Richard Todd is Joe Ferguson. You guys were never going to get that. Number 18 is Steve Bartowski. You're never going to get that. Above Steve Bartowski is a quarterback who played for the Chiefs.
Only the Chiefs?
I think he bounced around.
Is it Steve DeBerg?
He played 9 seasons for the Chiefs, and he played in 1 Pro Bowl. I'll give you a hint. What school? Oh, he's from San Francisco. He got drafted in the 12th round out of Northern Colorado.
Oh my God, dude! I couldn't tell you.
He's got 2 first names as well, and both of his names are nicknames.
See, I hate it. I hate it.
Both of his names, his first and last names are nicknames.
I don't know, bro.
He was number 9 for the Chiefs.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Bill Kinney.
Bill Kinney? Like, who are these fucking guys, man?
You did not have the Topps complete set of football cards from the 1986 NFL season, did you?
I did not. Did not.
I went through those cards so many times. That's why I know these guys. Above Bill Kinney is a quarterback who started in Canada. He is not Canadian. And the pronunciation of his last name is always said incorrectly because his last name was changed when he was up for a very prestigious collegiate award? Or the pronunciation of his last name was changed when he was up for that award.
Oh, is that Bobby Hebert?
No.
It's Hebert. Man.
He was drafted in the 4th round, and he went to Notre Dame.
Outside of Montana, I didn't even think that, Notre Dame just
they
normally
played
puts
on the same team,
a
right?
dude behind center, and they snap the ball to him so he can hand it off. So I don't
This
know.
guy won a Super Bowl and lost
really
the Super Bowl.
Narrowing it down for me.
He's been an announcer for years. His last name, the pronunciation of his last name was changed,
dude,
so it can rhyme with the prestige. Joe Theismann, that you know him as Joe Theismann.
Oh, he did start in Canada, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, because you would have said that twat that had his leg broken by LT. That would have
you would have got it like that. The man whose hair has never grayed or moved in the last 40 years.
Yeah, it's because it's a helmet.
Red just keeps saying Dan Fouts. This next quarterback was drafted in the 1st round to chagrins from the team's fans that drafted him. He wore number 7, and he's part of one of the most famous quarterback drafts in NFL history.
Number 7?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Anderson?
No.
Because in that draft, he had Marino, who slid all the way down to Miami because apparently he had a coke problem and he liked women of low moral standards. Tony Eason went in that draft.
No, yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Tony Eason did. Yes, you're correct.
Blackledge went in that draft.
Blackledge went in that draft.
Elway
went in that draft. Yeah.
Elway wore 7, didn't he?
He did, but it's not Elway.
It's not Elway. What quarterback am I missing out of that bunch?
Everybody misses this guy, and he had a really good NFL career before he got hurt.
I don't know, man.
Ken O'Brien.
Oh, Brian. God damn it. Yeah, he did, man. See, this is what happens when I smoke too much and you start asking me questions. I held it together.
Tony Red said Stabler?
I held it together for quite a while, and then it's just
Stabler. I'm just looking over.
Just Stabler's on the side. I'm like, what? Defense got the ball back. God damn it!
Doug Flutie is not going to be on any passing leader lists.
No,
I'm going to jump ahead to number 5. I'm going to jump ahead to number 5.
Okay.
This gentleman had a more prolific career than people give him credit for having, and had 4,000-yard seasons in an era where running backs were king. He came out of Portland State and went in the 2nd round to a team in St. Louis. He wore number 15.
Was that Lomax?
Neil Lomax!
Yeah. Because he traveled with the Cardinals when they moved to the desert.
Mm-hmm. He was good.
Yeah. Played on a lot of just trash teams, man.
Trash teams. So he threw for tons of yards. Above Neil Lomax is a Super Bowl winner. He was on two Super Bowl winning teams. He started on one. He was injured for the other.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms. You got it.
I was going to just trigger you and say Doug Williams to see Jason Green.
Another reason for me to walk to Fayetteville for another reason.
You hugged me
little
and then punched me in the
Brazzy.
face.
What? PP Diamond? What? L. Ron Hubbard?
Before he started his cult. In 1954, L. Ron Hubbard was the leading passer in the All-American Football Conference.
Wadsworth McKinley. Red says Dan Fouts for every player.
I mean, what?
Every player is Dan. I'm looking at it now. Steve DeBerg is not on the list. Actually, I think he is on the list, but we jumped over him. Before we go to number 3, let's go back down to quarterback number 10.
Number 10.
No, number 11.
Number 11. Okay.
Quarterback number 11, backed up John Elway, Joe Montana, and Steve Young, and still managed to become number 11 on this list.
Backed up Montana, Elway and Steve Young?
Yep.
Like, part of me wants to say Kubiak, but like he barely played.
Kubiak only backed up John
Elway.
Maya Angelou? No. No, Tony, the top 5 were not Marino, Elway, and Montana. No.
Trying to think of Young. Was that? Wait a minute.
It's us all. I see it clicking. I can see the wheels turning right now.
No, because it's not gonna be who I thought it was.
I know people are gonna be driving in their car listening to this, yelling the name out.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's Steve DeBerg.
Was that DeBerg?
DeBerg is number 11 on the list.
You know what? Good for you, Steve. I just remember like the year he was in KC with Montana. Montana went down with an injury. He comes in the game and like breaks his pinky to the point where it's like pointing sideways.
Yeah.
And then next week he comes in and starts, but he like hit his hand on someone's helmet and the pin they put in it to keep it straight poked out of the end.
Mm-hmm.
And all he did was like throw gauze and some tape on it. He went out there and finished.
You're good.
The game.
Rub some dirt on it, kid.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about infection, bitch.
Jim Plunkett is not on this list because Jim Plunkett did not start all 16 games for the Raiders when he was there, and he was done by like 86.
Yeah.
So here you have to guess this next guy, the guy above Steve DeBerg, wore number 7, and Lawrence Taylor says this person was their favorite quarterback to sack.
Oh, to sack?
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's from the city that he played in for a bunch of years. Washington. No, he's from New York. He went to Youngstown State and was drafted in the 2nd round in 1973.
And he's a Penguin? Holy shit. I should probably know this guy then.
He has been announcing for years.
His favorite guy to sack. I wanted to say like
and he's been announcing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. I can't.
Nope. This guy had some great years. He's in the top 10 of 80s quarterbacks for passing yards. So he had some good years.
Youngstown State, though, I can't fucking place anybody.
He played in a Super Bowl. He lost the Raiders, but he played in the Super Bowl.
Chubby Steele?
Ron Jaworski.
Oh, I didn't realize Jaws went to Youngstown State. Good for you, Jaws. All right.
Chubby Steele. Okay. This is wait.
Chubby Steele sounds like he could have been a QB in the NFL during the 80s. If Dickie Todd was a quarterback in the 80s, Chubby Steele definitely could have been a QB.
The legend of Dickie Todd. The number 9 quarterback of the 80s is known for having small hands, but he played a very long time in the NFL, most notably for the Seahawks. He played 19 seasons.
Was that oh my gosh, Steve something?
Nope.
No. Seahawks.
He's from
80.
Iola, Wisconsin, and he went to Milton College, where he was undrafted, but played 19 seasons in the NFL.
Did his last name start with a K?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I could see him. Like
iMac is so funny.
it's like Craig or something like that.
Yes, we're gonna give it to you, Dave Craig.
Dave Craig, that's what it was. See, I knew
Craig.
when the minute you said he played forever, I was like, it's got to be this dude, and like, I can see him in my head. It just I couldn't get Craig together. I couldn't string it together. Martin Luther King Jr.
Slim Pickens, Little Lord Fauntleroy, Small Hands Trump. Was it Rubio? Donald Trump.
Dude, you want to hear something fucking hilarious? There's a kid that plays for 71st High School, which is a high school in Fayetteville. His first name is The Realist.
That's the kid goes to school, but The Realist. Dude, The Realist is one of the top players in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I think his parents are horrible people.
Yeah, DA apostrophe
Yes.
RELYST.
Yes, The Realist is a real person.
Mm-hmm.
He had no choice but to be a player.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one. And Doug Williams is on the list, by the way. He's number 23.
Jason starts twitching. You know what you do when Doug Williams comes up?
Number 25 on this list. Didn't have a long career in the NFL in the 80s, but he dominated in the 90s and 2000s.
In the 90s and 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
So
more so the 90s. By the 2000s, he was out of football.
Like late 80s or mid 80s draftee?
He comes out in 83.
Oh, he's one of them cats. Okay.
He actually is from Pittsburgh, but he went to school at an independent university.
Was that Blackledge?
No, Todd Blackledge went to Penn State. Good call. This guy went to another school like that.
Indy from Pennsylvania.
But he went to a college that was an independent.
Yeah. Trying to think of indies during the 80s.
This is easy.
Was that Vinny
Trump
T?
University?
Was that Vinny T?
No, Vinny came out in 86.
Oh.
You're close, though. You are so close because Vinny was a backup on that team.
So it's one of the Miami QBs. Didn't he back up Kozar?
Yep. You know who else was on that team? Everybody forgets this guy.
Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh.
I'll give you another hint. He's got 2 first names as well.
Steve something.
Nope.
No?
Mm-mm. Gino Torretta? No. God,
No,
Red.
Gino.
No.
That wasn't Gino, Red.
No. Think about the quarterback class that had those cats in it.
I know, man. And I...
Rip Van Dam.
I was thinking...
Snake Plissken.
Snake Plissken? He's too busy escaping from New York and Los Angeles to be playing
This
football.
quarterback... Oh, how can I say it without giving it away?
Didn't Steve Walsh play for Miami too?
He did play for Miami, but Steve Walsh was too young. He did not play on these teams. But Steve Walsh was there when Vinny was there.
Okay, so this is like late Schellenberger, early Jimmy, right?
He actually played for Schellenberger. He did not play for Jimmy Johnson.
Okay. Dude,
You got that. Nope, you're not going to go until you get this because this is too easy.
Dude, I cannot think of it for the life of me, man. I'm like baked right now.
He had a rough go because the team he played for was garbage when he got there. And he stayed on that team, and they built a dynasty around him. I'll name some players from that team. Shane Conlon, Pete Metzelaars.
Oh, Jim Kelly.
I wasn't going to let you go.
Yeah, man. Well, how did I forget Jim? I'm so sorry, Jim. Rest in peace. You know, how did I forget Jim? God damn.
It says Garbaggio, Arsenio Hall. Garbaggio?
That's right, because remember, Jim was like, I played college in Miami. I am not going to Buffalo.
Yep.
I refused to go to Buffalo. And then he went to Houston in the USFL.
Lit it up.
And just torched motherfuckers. And then when Trump decided he was going to force every owner to okay the move to the fall, he sues, wins the lawsuit, and gets awarded $1 in damages, which, because it was an antitrust suit, tripled in damages. So ultimately, the USFL won $3, and they went out of business. And then Jim Kelly was like, God damn it, I have to go to Buffalo.
Have to go to Buffalo. They had the rights to him.
Yep.
Number 14 in the first round, 1983 draft. John Elway, Jim Kelly, Todd Blackledge, Dan Marino, Tony
Jim Kelly, I thought he passed like a year or two ago from cancer again. He had a flare up again.
He had a bad flare up, but he is alive.
Okay, well, good. Yay.
Jim Kelly's alive. Don't kill him.
Please. If you're going to take anybody, there's somebody else
beyond the red zone where we will misidentify you by ethnicity and say you're dead when you're alive.
Yeah, that happens.
Mark Rippon is not Native.
Listen, it was his day just a couple days ago, Indigenous Peoples Day.
I need to do a 23andMe on Mark Rippon.
Let's just show up at his house and be like, hey, man, take this DNA test for us.
We really believe you're Native, and you just have to do this.
No, I'll go with you for moral support, but if you throw out, we really believe, I'm be like, no, he believes you're Native. And I disputed this from the get-go. And we had like a 5-hour long show where 3 hours of that was debating whether you were Indigenous or not.
We were talking about the records you didn't break because you were Native. You were the first pretendian in football.
You were the Elizabeth Warren of the NFL.
You are the Rachel Dolezal of.
Mark, is it true that you identify as Indigenous?
Can you at least identify? But you have those high cheekbones. You're so tan. Come on, man.
Drea said he's a Cherokee princess.
When his nephew was in the league, was it Brett Rippon? I was like, oh yeah, man, Brett. How'd that kid get so white when his uncle is so Native?
Wow, man. That is Jason Miles.
He's from Ogden.
Ogden.
Like little Brazzy. His dad. My dad's black.
Do you know Darren Brazzy? No, why? That's the son of Lil Brazzy, you know? Number 15 of the all-time passing leaders of the 80s in the NFL.
Darren Brazzy. Mark Redcorn. You guys called him Mark Redcorn.
You know, it's a small miracle that we haven't just been beaten on online for some of this shit.
Oh my, the things they're saying. Mark Rippon couldn't hit his receivers because he wasn't part of.
Oh my God, Virtuoso.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo.
That's so fucked up.
I swore Mark Rippon was Native American, and he is not. Was it Polish?
Yes, Polish. He won a bunch of awards for like being a successful Polish American. And when I told you that, you were like, there's no way.
You told me Santa Claus wasn't real. What do you mean there's no Antifa? I got the signs right here. They gave me a card for it. It's like a library card.
I was at Antifa headquarters yesterday.
What do you mean? This card is supposed to give me entry to a meeting with a bunch of armpitted women with blue hair.
Oh my God, we're idiots.
Polish Indian. He's a Polish Indian.
Well, according to Jason, yeah.
He's a Polish.
He eats like sausage while wearing a headdress, you know? So
God. Mark Rippon. Newey says Polish, Native American, same shit.
Only a guy in Philly would say shit like
that. Like I still feel so horrible because I was like, no, there's no way Mark Rippon is Native. Like, wasn't that the whole thing?
No, he just played on a very racist logo.
Yeah, he's played for the Redskins, and he kind of looked like the logo.
Oh my God, Jason Miles.
So I just assumed that because he looked like the logo. Well, you know, maybe I should stop with all the racisms. Maybe.
Oh my God, dude. What is... It's time for me to go to bed.
There you go. There's a good trivia thing for you guys. McRub says they drafted the mask. He went to UW too, right? Washington. Didn't he go to Washington?
I think so, yeah.
And he was Canadian. Like, he had all these things. I was like, oh, he's got to be First Nations. Like, no, he's not. He is just a Polish man with high cheekbones.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis is more Cherokee than Mark Rippon.
The cops actually found a tomahawk in that Super Bowl 34 after party murder.
Oh my God.
Drea just brought up a good point. That's so weird that everyone unsubscribed.
I feel like everyone unsubscribes. They're like, oh, what is this? This revolution. They see a black man, they go, nigger. And then they just unsubscribe. Nope. It's not February. Where's your beret, brother?
You just start leaning into like Marcus's on the first day of my month. You know?
Look at this.
Holy
Ojibwe.
Oh, Drea. No.
Thank you, Drea, for the super chat. He's a very swarthy Polish dude, however.
Oh my God.
This is Preston Johnson. They sprinkled tomahawks on them. Where was Mark Rippon when this happened? He's Polish,
Wait a minute.
Sir. Lies.
Jason Miles is playing like the fucking Ice-T part in
Mark
SVU.
Furman. I'm Mark Furman in the OJ trial, just planting tomahawks everywhere. It's got to be a native that did this. There's no way in the world it was a black man from the inner city. It was a Native American.
Check everybody's scalp.
One Native American is like 10 angry black guys. And they're strong because they're one with the earth.
I watched the standoff at Wounded Knee on television.
I know how this works out. I know who did this. Where's Mark Rippon?
Sir, he's Polish. What?
Prove it. Is he uncircumcised?
Wow. Oh, man, we're off the rails. I'm going to bed now because I'm high and tired. Hunter said we did so well for 2.5 hours, but then we had to talk about Mark Rippon.
You know what, Sean Moon? You're right. Jim Thorpe.
There we go.
Was not at the murder scene. There you go.
No.
Jim Thorpe was not there.
Phenomenal athlete in multiple sports and also not at the OJ murder scene.
Not at the OJ or the Ray Lewis murder scene.
Mm-mm.
Jim Thorpe, innocent.
Yeah, definitely had an alibi, being dead and all.
Dead. For a few decades before that happened.
He was gone for a bit.
But none of that matters. It just matters that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So.
Can't pin that on him.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Tony says it took us a while to blow right through the wall.
That's not the round lines. Yeah. I mean, Tony Red, we were trying, man. I think, since this is the post-game scrum, Jason and I, we played within the game plan. We had to improvise a little bit. All in all, I think, great win. We just got to practice a little harder and get ready for next week. It's one game at a time. All grace to God. And
that's really good. It's one show at a time.
Yeah.
We're just gonna prepare. This at this stage of the game, you have to prepare.
It's just you gotta really thank God and for all the blessings. And we came out on top today. We came down on top. And let's go Blue Jays.
All right. I'll be back tomorrow with Randy Nichols, manager of Under Oath, The Almost, and the starting line. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have some great.
He also was 26th on the list of top passers in the NFL during the
80s. That list is crazy. Who's number one? Before we go, who's number one? It's easy peasy.
That was Marino.
Nope.
No?
Number 3
in
is
the 80s?
Marino. Yep.
Wow.
Number 3 is Marino. And Marino threw for 5,000 yards in 84.
Yeah.
He's
I was
number
say,
3.
wow. Was that Fouts?
No.
I don't know, man.
This guy's not native, but he went to Notre Dame.
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana's number 1. Number 2 is
Marino?
No, I said
no.
Marino's number 3.
Jeez. See, that tells you how high I am, bro. Number 2 in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Not native.
Did he force a trade from the Baltimore Colts to the Denver Broncos?
No, John Elway is not in the top 10. I'll give you a clue. Because it's the 80s, the entire decade, the top 2 quarterbacks did play for the entire decade.
Okay.
They both came out in the 70s.
Let's see. What division?
The West.
AFC or NFC?
Damn it. I can't tell you.
Okay, let's think of our West Coast QBs.
And he's from the state that he played in.
From the state he played in. So
Charles de Gaulle. Grizzly Magneto. Come on.
I mean, snack weight. Magneto was right. We have to admit that he was right.
Magneto.
Magneto. I imagine Eric Lensher could put a spin on a football. I imagine so.
Dude, this is so easy. You are so high because this is so easy. He played for one team his entire career. He went to 6 Pro Bowls and won 1 Offensive Player of the Year award. And was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame in 1993.
Bro. No, I'm not gonna get it right
now. You want another hint?
The 12-inch mensch, Benjamin Allen Burgess.
12-inch mensch, Sham Sneeder. No, it's not Sergeant Rock. It's not Samuel de Champlain. Ben Footlong. Was that Ben Footlong Burgess?
Dude, give me another.
You guys have been saying this person's name all night, and you've been wrong every time. And he's number 2 on the list.
And it's not Fouts, you said, right?
It is Fouts.
Oh, it is Fouts. Okay.
There you go.
I thought you said it wasn't Fouts.
Newry! Yep, it's Dan Fouts.
Yeah, I mean, Fouts hooked it, chucked it football, man. He was a coxman.
He was a coxman, that Danny Fouts.
That's right.
Well, thank you guys for hanging with us. We're gonna play more of this game because I want to see more of the names that you guys have for these players.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be the Key and Peele skit times 10, and I'm here for it.
And apologies to Mark Rippon.
Yes, and Jim Kelly. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, Jim Kelly, you're alive,
and we
Mark
love
Rippon.
We love that you're here.
Not Native American,
and we love you, Mark. Regardless of what you are.
Regardless, Mark, because we don't see color or ethnicity.
Of course, MT walks in now.
Is she?
Yeah, of course she's here now. She said, Coxman? What did I just walk into?
MT, for some reason, has to get me the toys of my childhood. So I've been sending her pictures of toys. They're re-releasing toys from the 80s. And when she gets her Christmas bonus, I'm hoping that she gets me the 40-year anniversary edition of Voltron.
Your dad didn't like you then. He's really going to dislike you now.
John Fonzie
LaFontaine. Actually, John Fonzie LaFontaine is a prolific CFL guy from Montreal. Okay?
John Fonzie LaFontaine. I look forward to the John Fonzie LaFontaine lore that's coming up.
He's a big star for the Alouettes, so I'm a big fan.
The Voltron. This has empowered me to be as high as Max someday and take a gummy and watch something funny.
Dude, yeah. I mean, Kush, it's fucking rad as shit, man. I'm getting you potpourri and pink oil hair moisturizer.
Damn, that's the blackest shit ever.
Oh, that's nice of you.
That is the blackest shit ever. If you walk into a black person's house and they have those two things, you are in a real black person's house.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. I mean, I've dated quite a few black women.
Real black people
that had potpourri everywhere.
Yeah. If those two things are in the house, it's like, oh, you are the realist.
Poor kid. Poor kid.
Yeah, I don't want to get into names, but I know some. Look, Matt, go home. Let's go home. Ready? Yeah. Everybody, we are what?
Out.
Peace.